on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Final round.
I already know how I'm coming, man. Tryna run the town. Tell no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we talk all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Take it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right up the seat. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now. Mad struck start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock blitz, know they little half freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See, we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just a formal warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the game, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them bills on the duty. On the stick, see I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. Then reload the clip and record the clip. It's go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tune into that VGP. Take over the west and the east. Hey, we got just what you need on vitamin G.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dante Crisis, back with another dose of your weekly vitamin G. And with me today is the esteemed panel, the frontierman of good gaming taste. First of all, Mr. Nappy Senshi. What's up, my man? What have you been up to?
What is going on, everyone? This is your favorite neighborhood ninja raising a village in the hood. I have been playing some Crisis Core. I also have been playing High on Life, which is basically a Doom game full of Rick and Morty jokes. Actually, really fun. I do recommend that. Of course, been working on controller reviews. I'm actually wrapping up this controller review with this little controller that got a little bird on it that punches and kicks people every time you push a button. But other than that, yeah, I've been good and also been spending time with the family for the holidays. But yeah, I'm here to talk about gaming, so let's get to it.
Alright, cool. Next of all, Mr. Omar, what have you been up to, my guy?
Yeah, so a few things. I started and finished the Outbound Ghost. We're gonna talk about that. I am playing right now Dragon Quest Heroes, and that's also a conversation we're gonna talk about. But that's about it for me as of right now.
Alright, cool. Next, we have Mr. Zero. What have you been up to, my guy?
Hello, my friends. Nothing much, man. Enjoying the holiday season. It is my favorite time of the year. So really watching TV, putting up lights. Most of the gaming I played, Evil West, which is okay. It's a lot less fun than I thought it was going to be, so that's a little disappointing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's still cool. It is very clearly inspired by God of War. It like plays almost the exact same. But God of War is not the game I would necessarily imitate to be fun. I don't need to be good, but I would imitate it to be fun.
It looks like Darksiders to me. First one, especially.
It's nothing like Darksiders.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's just big and bulky like a lot of the people from Darksiders, but no, it's nothing like Darksiders. It's all like those who have played God of War will find themselves right at home with the control scheme of this. Also, I don't like westerns. Period. That's just a me thing.
Okay.
But like it's got some cool concepts, and vampires in the Old West is kind of interesting. So I'm gonna stick it out. It's not bad. It's just okay.
I had it repetitive. Is that true?
Like the man
talk. Yeah, about as repetitive as sort of it can be. Again, like the easiest way I can say it is that, it's clearly sort of inspired by God of War. And its play style, like it's sort of it's slower, it is focused, it is more like your moves do things, but it doesn't have any of that level of polish or that God of War has. So like your moves don't always feel like they have weight to it. The kill animations, if you will, aren't as impressive as seeing Kratos do something. The characters are fun little Western people, and the vampires are a good time, so that's neat. But again, God of War to me is not the game you imitate to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so unfortunately, it sort of lacks of that. I think if you just sped it up a bit, it might be a little bit better, because it's a game about vampires in the Old West. You should probably just be stupid. But that's Evil West. It's not a bad game. I still sort of recommend it if you've got some time to play over the holiday season. And other than that, just playing Gundam Evolution, which I like.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is that the online version? Because there are two.
Yes.
Okay.
The online Overwatch-esque type Gundam.
That's what I was playing because I couldn't play Overwatch.
Yeah.
I played the demo one of the Chibi one, that's why.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's Overwatch, just Gundam style. It's all right. I got no real beefs with it. I wish they had more of the gun. Actually, there's no Gundams from Gundam Wing, so that's disappointing. Or G Gundam, also disappointing. But it's fun. It's a good time.
Wait, no Gundam Wings? How dare they?
It's I think
the only Gundam from Gundam Wing that be relevant will be Heavy Arms. Everybody else wasn't really. I mean,
y'all talking about Gundam, but you want to know the game that I'm very shocked there isn't a game of that I would fucking play? Evangelion.
I personally do not like Evangelion.
I want giant mechs with depression. I want an emotional roller coaster.
That ending was horrible.
It absolutely was. Thank you, Omar.
Now,
Thank you for
hold on.
having
Here's the
But
thing.
we're not gonna go there.
What you
That was
don't,
one
what you
of the
don't
worst.
realize. Okay, no, enough interrupting. Please continue, Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Gundam's fun. To Jubei's point, it can wing Zero, or what's his name, Hero. He would fit because it takes a lot of stuff from Overwatch 2. So what's it, Barbados doesn't have any.
Barbados is gross.
Yeah, he just swings his big old thing around, which like once you
New
get used to it,
Gundam Unicorn in Barbados. In this game.
What you call it in the demo that I played in the Chibi Gundam? Barbados just literally the same. His winged thing.
yeah, he plays like Reinhardt or Doomfist.
Yeah.
Like he just swings a hammer and jumps around the screen, so he's very hard to kill. But I recommend it. It's free, so have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, that's it.
Alright, cool. Next, Mr. Jubei Sensei, what have you been up to, my dude?
I was also playing Gundam Evolution. I threw it in the chat. That's why Zero said, "Oh, that's out." Like, yeah, it's out. Yeah, a lot of fun. I've been playing as like the Ocean Gundam, and I've flipped between that and Barbados a little bit. It's pretty decent. Definitely got some Crisis Core in. I just beat Bahamut. I'm not very far. I'm still getting, through that beginning. I just finished like chapter 2. I'm in the middle of chapter 3. I like it. I mean, it's the game we played years ago. It just looks prettier.
A little bit better fighting mechanics.
And the fighting controls are definitely. They still feel weird, but they're improved. And then High on Life. That's been my week. It's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. Like, I really don't give a fuck about no review score for that game. That shit is fucking hilarious. Like, I love it. Like, I'm having a lot of fun.
That's what should be.
Yep, I agree with that. Alright, and Mr. Farrell Bazaar, what have you been up to, my guy?
Not much. Zero didn't mention it, but we got some couch co-op in.
You're right. I forgot about
with
that.
the Ninja Turtles Runner's Revenge. We got a little bit of that in over the weekend. Crisis Core, and I think that's it. Just that.
The only two people who haven't been playing Crisis Core is me and Omar.
And me.
Oh, what you had?
I have yet to touch it, but I have it. I can access it anytime I want.
I'm going to rely on Pharaoh to catch me up.
Alright, cool. As far as myself, I have been playing Bayonetta 3. Finished and completed that over the weekend. Ooh! God, I got things to say about that game. Still playing some Borderlands, nearing the end of Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. Borderlands 2 has been more fun than Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 3. What else have I been playing? Playing some more Persona 5, some Project Zomboid. Played some Warzone as well. Got my first dub in Warzone, actually. Playing with my friends Asher, Nurgle, and Dark Vector. Shoutouts to my boys. Shoutouts to my boys there. We final match of the stream. We walked away with the dub, and I'm so fucking happy. And it was a clutch dub. Like Nurgle clutched the end for us, and it was spectacular. So that was fun. Warzone 2, I will turn around and say Warzone 2 is definitely better than Warzone 1. Much better. I've been playing some Elden Ring, some Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 as well, Phasmophobia as well. I will get I will get Jubei to play that, even if it fucking kills me. Or even if he kills me. Should I say, I will do it. I will achieve my goal. But yeah, aside from that, everything's been good. Alright. Anybody got anything they want to ask? First of all, actually, let's get some love to the chat. Nappy Senshi, thank you for engaging with the chat. Amadeus
Of course.
Helsing, what's good, my man? What up, Joseph Flares? And Innate, how are you? And Grey, formerly Blizzard, what's good, my guys? So, anybody got anything they want to ask the panel members? Just just open the floor to random questions to each other.
I think we gotta give him a minute.
Yeah, everybody shut down.
Oh.
Like it's like a fucking JRPG. The main protagonist goes down, everybody just seemingly fucking shuts down and stops knowing how to function.
Yeah.
Oh, well, looks like we got first question. Nappy Shinshi, what's your YouTube? Yes, my YouTube is literally called Nappy Shinshi. I will actually type in the link.
Please, yes, because I actually got asked by I think it was Dragon Yobi on Twitter, I think, to link to your page. I will start. I'm gonna have to start putting his link in the description as well.
Yeah, I thought you would have done.
I would have done that, but unfortunately, once again, we were late. We were late, unfortunately.
All right, so yeah, I just put the link to my YouTube channel so you guys can check out my controller reviews. And like I said, the current controller is the controller with the bird on the screen that looks like Sonic.
You need that bird to flip you. You need to get you need to find a PNG GIF of that bird flipping you the bird, just for the irony. Like somehow program it that if you die in the game, the bird flips you off.
That would actually be good. Ooh, that would actually be funny. Yeah, I should if they can make that, that would actually be pretty cool because they got some pretty cool GIFs already on this thing.
Favorite console? Okay, favorite console mascot.
Do it after the show.
He's not a console mascot, but he is the face of it. I gotta say Link. He's not a mascot, but like when you think Nintendo, you either think there's three you think of. You either think of Samus if you're a really fucking hardcore, you think Mario if you're a casual, or you think Link if you're kind of in between. Or you think of like who's been the most consistent throughout the years. You know what I mean? So I'd say Link. Because really, Nintendo, even though they turn around and said Mario is Nintendo's mascot, like Nintendo has a lot of mascots. Just Mario ended up being the de facto face.
Yeah. They've been pushing out a lot more than Mario lately, so I don't know. I think Mario might be making a comeback though, as I'm number one mascot again.
Well, he has a tough uphill battle against Pikachu. Like that little yellow mouse. That yellow mouse is probably identifiable almost everywhere. I'd put Pikachu above Mario currently, especially with the whole like Ash thing and the sort of big push of Pokemon as a whole. I'd put him above Mario currently. We'll see what happens when the movie comes out.
Speaking of Ash, yeah, have you heard the rumors that he's actually going to be stepping down? Like Ash is going to be retired from the show
because he finally won. He finally won
the championship. Yes.
Give a big ups to my boy. We've been with him through the trenches. He finally pulled it out. So they are moving on. It seems like they're moving on from Ash.
You know what? Awesome. It is the right thing because someone turned around and said, I think it was not when he won the world championship, but when he won the regional one, his first regional championship. People actually questioned what's next. Like the journey. It was more the journey than the destination with Ash and Pokemon. So where does he go after this? And then they did the world one, and now they're in. And I think even they were smart enough to realize the story's been told. Like it is time to move on to the next person. My problem is I get the feeling because Pokemon's been going for so long, and literally every fucking story that could be told with Ash has been told. My question is, what the hell are they going to do with a new character?
Well, they could do Ash could do one more thing. He can go up to the mountain and face Red. That's the only thing he could do now.
I don't know. He could. Has he fought Arceus?
I mean,
I'm just thinking like the last thing he could do is catch Arceus. literally catch the god of all Pokemon.
Oh my god.
I mean, he's met Arceus. I'm pretty positive before. I mean, he's met all the legendaries.
He used to go back and serve that elf.
Catch Arceus. He would make friends with him.
Yes.
And then Arceus would join him in his journey.
By the way, just one comment I want to address real quick. Can jet fuel melt steel beams? No, but Superman can. There you go. There's your answer. Superman can.
I mean, I don't know. We don't have a Superman currently.
Yeah.
Oh man, FC must be dying because like they killed this entire franchise.
Okay, yeah. Let's just quit. We've got 6 minutes because I want 10-minute discussion because we're gonna power through a couple of these topics, but we've got 5 minutes to talk about general talk. Dude, Henry Cavill has been done fucking dirty. First of all, he got fucked over. First of all, he got fucked over with The Witcher when they brought in writers who didn't even like The Witcher series or The Witcher books. Fuck them. All right, so fuck Netflix for that. All right, because Henry Cavill's heart and fucking soul was in season 1 and 2. All right, fuck them. Second of all, he literally, one of the reasons he quit is because he was basically coming back as fucking Superman. It seems like he was under the impression that he was going to be coming back and reprising his role as Superman. Another role that, in any other movie, I'm not the biggest fan of Man of Steel, but if he had a Titan movie, I honestly think Henry Cavill would have been in like discussion as best Superman ever. Because Henry Cavill just you look at him and you look
He's
at
definitely
him.
the best movie Superman.
I'm still on Christopher Reeve, but that's because I'm really nostalgic. But like you just look at Henry Cavill and you say, that man just looks like Superman in general. Like, not even you don't even need to put the costume on him. That man just already looks like Superman. And from everything that's been said, like, he is a fucking sweetheart of a human being who deserves everything he gets. Like, he's up there, in my opinion, with Brandon Fraser as far as, like, just absolute darlings of Hollywood. Like, got people you would... Like, those kind of celebrities that you would want to have a drink with. Like, because most celebrities, you look at them like, they seem so fake, or it comes out that they are fake, like Will Smith, like, fucking slapping Chris Rock, like, goddamn. But you just look at, like, a guy like Henry Cavill, and you're like, I want to play a tabletop game of fucking Warhammer with this man. Because he's an absolute fucking nerd. And if nobody has seen it, there is a video of that man actually building his own gaming PC. It's somehow wholesome as hell. It's great. I'm just hoping that he gets his wish, because rumor is Henry Cavill will be involved in a new Warhammer 40k series by Amazon. Which
really?
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, Amazon is trying to get the IP or something.
If they do that,
and they want it.
Here's my problem with it though. I know for a goddamn fact it's not going to get a massive budget, because I guarantee you they ain't even made back the fucking money they pissed and burned away on fucking Rings of Power.
I don't think they would do so, especially if gonna sign someone like Henry Cavill in.
They need to. Like, here's the thing. Henry Cavill know that when we've talked about this, when we've talked about movie adaptations, where we've turned around and said that they get people in who don't know anything about the source material. Like, they get people in who know nothing about the source material, don't respect it, don't fucking care. Henry Cavill is one of those people you want involved, because he loves Warhammer. He loves gaming. He loves The Witcher. That's why he pushed so hard to want to be Geralt. Like, this is the man you want involved in projects like this.
It's crazy that they put him out of The Witcher, because I heard The Witcher popularity skyrocketed after the show.
No. They didn't put him out. He fucking left.
Yeah, he left on his own. He decided to leave.
He decided to leave because he saw the writing on the wall when he realized they were bringing in writers.
Yeah, basically, he left because he saw that they're not going the route that it should be going with.
Yeah, that's absolute fucking fact. Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, they dropped the ball. So, yeah. But can we put that aside and talk about how you like Evangelion? Because that shit is trash, especially the ending.
Okay, all right. We got a minute,
Joe,
and I'll get
that's
it
bad.
out. We've got 30 seconds. I'll get it out of the way quick. The thing is, with Evangelion, one thing you need to remember about that show is the creator of it. It started out as a typical mech anime, like that was the thing, but then slowly evolved over time to be more of a really dark and depressing subject matter and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that.
The reason why the ending might not have resonated with a lot of people is because the writer himself was going through suicidal depression as well. Like he was writing down like what he was basically putting his emotions into it, whether it was successful or not. From halfway through the show, the switch that happened was because he was going through like severe amounts of depression and I believe also suicidal tendencies that he just transcribed into Evangelion.
Okay, I got you, but the ending is 1, unfinished. 2, I think you need to actually watch a movie to almost understand what happened with the ending. Because apparently that got expanded with the movie. But now that I know that that was based on some real shit, almost, that changes things, but still, bad, unfinished ending.
Goals for Vitamin G for 2023: world fucking domination.
World fucking domination. Okay.
I'm going to get it on a t-shirt. Vitamin G. Plan 1: world fucking domination. 2: nothing. 3:
By the way,
profit.
your t-shirt look nice.
Oh yeah, this is shout outs to my not my Teesprings anymore because I'm not on there because they fucked me over. To my Streamlabs merch. This is my Persona 5 shirt that I got done. What's your persona? Anyway. So, yeah, now I think we have exhausted those topics. By the way, if they do Warhammer 40k, Nappy, would you agree with me? If they do Warhammer 40k and Henry Cavill comes in, I honestly feel they should do the beginning of the Imperium of Man. And Henry Cavill should play the Emperor of Mankind. No,
I can see that. I can see it. Yeah, he'll be able to pull it off.
Yeah, think about it. Like do the early years, like the Emperor finally stepping out of the shadows he was living in to lead the Imperium of Man into its golden age.
Yeah, I can see him doing that. Like, yeah, he definitely could pull that off.
I'd fucking do. I'd buy that. By the way, side note, people keep forgetting it exists. I have hopes that the Fallout TV show is also going to be good as well.
Would we trust would he trust Amazon? But not just Amazon, just any other tech company, especially after getting fucked over with 2 projects already.
I trust Amazon's money. I don't trust their apolitical leanings, nor the people they choose. Anyway.
No, not you. But Henry himself. Would he be even considering to trust? Because if you got fucked over twice already and 2 big IPs, would you trust the company now with a third IP?
First of all, it's not up to him if they can buy it. If anybody can get the fucking Warhammer license, it would be Amazon money. But, like, first of all, you'd have to worry about Games Workshop fucking you, or Warhammer fucking you over. Because if anything, they're going to fuck you over more than Amazon. Because Amazon fuck over their workers. Warhammer fuck over everybody.
Gotcha.
Like, Nappy can fucking attest to that. Like, Warhammer, formerly Games Workshop, they fuck over everybody. Their workers, their fans, everybody. Alright.
They're on that workshop.
Yeah, fuck Workshop. Fuck Games Workshop. They killed the Emperor's text-to-speech. They fucking killed the Emperor's text-to-speech. I'm still pissed about that. Anyway, first subject. It's rant time, ladies and gentlemen. Omar, please take the floor and begin your rant. I'm going to be throwing up the goddamn spoiler warning because Omar and me are going to be going in hard on 2 things. So Omar can go first, and his subject is going to be Ghostbound. So Omar, you have the clock.
Yeah. So the Outbound Ghost was a game that kick-started, and every single time I watch it on Twitter, I'm like, this looks nice. This looks like a Paper Mario-esque meets turn-based game. JRPG. I'm like, that's something I'm interested in, and I played it. While playing it, this felt to me like this is going to be the hidden gem of of 2022, because it has a great story. Like up until close to the ending, I was genuinely interested in the story, because you play as a ghost that doesn't know who he is. He has amnesia, and he is a town where everyone is dead. But despite the fact that they are dead, most of them haven't moved on. They're lingering as ghosts, kind of like they have regret or they have something pumped up they need to,
Unfinished business.
go through. Yeah. And again, it lays down the foundation for an amazing concept, which they hint at something that happened. Basically, you find out that you were actually a resident of this town, and they hint at something that happened, that they almost like bullied you out of literally leaving the town, and somehow you find your sister for some reason in the game, and you're interacting with her not knowing that she is your sister and stuff like that. And again, I genuinely had a tear or two at some point, because it two great characters literally disappear, in the sense that they go to quote unquote heaven or wherever, and at first the dude is annoying, but you get used to him and you actually love the game, and then it hits you with the ending. And here's the issue. You are that character. There is another character like you called Adrian. Adrian has been a resident of the town for the longest, but he is also suffering from amnesia. And you meet him, and every time you meet, the first time you meet, Adrian, he experienced such a massive headache. He doesn't want to do anything to do with you, and you go on a good chase for Adrian. And again, you're not knowing what happened. What you find out at the end is you are actually okay. So basically, remember how the town is dead? Everyone is dead. You are the killer. You are the one that killed everyone by poisoning their water supply. So far, I'm like, cool. I kind of had the hunch about that. But what happened is they have you relive your experience as Adrian, where you are chasing him, and despite the fact that you already know what's about to happen, basically at the end, you meet Adrian, and you're expecting, okay, finally, I literally chased you till the end of the earth. Can I now get my answers? And just when you're about to get your answer from Adrian, you go into a flashback. And now you're playing it from Adrian's perspective. However, you're playing it from, like, for example, you're playing it from chapter 4, you're going to chapter 3, to chapter 2, to chapter 1, to chapter 0. Instead, going from chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 9, no. Apparently, the actual, the actual ending of the game was literally in the very first chapter that you could have done with. You could have literally skipped the entire game and just shared the information that, yeah, you're actually the killer. And the game would have been over. And what frustrates me is they don't explain why they what was the reason that made you leave the town, which is one of the most interesting story. They don't explain that. And then there is also a cult that apparently visit your town and they kill people to make them go to heaven. I'm like, elaborate? They don't elaborate on that. I don't know if it's a money issue or maybe it's a sequel baiting or whatsoever, but this game for me went from a 9.5. That's how much fun I was having with the combat. Like, the combat is fantastic. It's turn-based. You can literally play the game the way you want to play. Do you want to be a glass cannon? You can. Do you want to be a healer and deal damage with your healing abilities to your enemies? You can. You can do so many things with this game. The game literally lets you play the game the way you want to play it. And then you hit you with the ending. And you're like, but everything else is cool, amazing. But this ending is so bad. What happened? Did you run out of money? Did you run out of time? Apparently, this game had drama when it comes to development and publishing and stuff like that. I have no idea if it has to do anything to do with it, but at the end of the day, this is such. Like, I want to recommend the game. I remember talking to Kofi and telling him about the game, and that was before playing, getting experiencing the ending. After experiencing the ending, like, no, not only I don't recommend this game, I find it insulting for this game to even have been kickstarted the way it did, because you're not gonna do it. Apparently, a new game plus is coming. But that's not gonna fix anything unless there is an additional ending they're gonna add to it. Then I don't know if it's worth it to even play New Game Plus. And final thing, because real talk, I have no idea how many times I've been going through. After you beat the game, it gives you almost content after the ending, but it's so literally go hunt enemies and kill them, capture them, and that's about it. There is no story behind it. There is no explanation behind it. There is absolutely nothing, and it's frustrating the fuck out of me. How do you go from a game from a 9.5 to a 5 or even a 4? I'm frustrated about that. I had to rant about it.
Alright, first of all, I'd like to apologize to everybody watching. YouTube seems to either I am being DDoS attacked, or YouTube is having some serious fucking issues as far as just their collective in general, because right now we're currently losing frames. I'm not losing internet, I'm losing frames. It's dropping from 8,000 to like 3,000. I know it's not my internet because I restarted my internet before this stream, and also I restarted my internet before the stream, and this was happening on my previous stream as well. So I can only assume right now that this is not my internet, but this is actually YouTube fucking up entirely. How does the stream look from your guys' perspective?
It's looking fine. I was watching gameplay for the Outbound Ghost, and now we're on spoiler alert. But everything was fine.
Yeah, for some reason I'm losing frames like severely, but again, I'm putting this down to this has got to be on YouTube's side because I'm not downloading anything.
I don't think losing frames per se is going to affect us unless we get kicked out. Because when I stream, I have frame issue all the time, and yet the frames is basically frames of the stream that are missing from the video when it's uploaded. Or when it's going up. Okay.
Not an actual FPS, but dropped frames as far as bitrate goes. Anyway,
But,
right. Okay.
I want to ask you guys, what's your opinion on when you play a game like me and then it hits you with a bad ending? Does it take out of your experience out of the game? Do you wish you never played that game? I'm curious.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you go into it feeling it was a waste of time. Like, what did you do all this shit for? Especially if it was a game that you had to sink hours in to get to the ending of. It's like, why? Why did I waste my time?
Do we
Like, it's like going to see a bad movie, even though a bad movie is way cheaper. But it's like,
I put 10 hours in.
Shit, and it's just like, this is awful.
Yeah, Gotham Knights for me. After I finished, I was like, why? Why did I put myself through this?
Some of us tried to tell you. Some of us were like, don't do that, Pete. Some of us were definitely like, you probably shouldn't do that.
I know. I was being optimistic.
We've Gotham Knights with the. We've Gotham Knights with the Nightfall ending, though. Like, I can see what they were trying to do, and I feel like it's up to the individual if they succeeded in that or not. I would say I will see you Gotham Knights, and I will raise you Mass Effect 3.
You got Mass Effect. You put Mass Effect 3 over Gotham Knights.
I put Mass Effect 3's ending over Gotham Knights' ending on the fact that it ruined that entire fucking trilogy.
Ooh.
No joke. When I played Mass Effect 3 and I got those fucking endings, I did not touch that series again for another 6 years.
I'm about to say, like, damn, you said Gotham Knights is that bad.
No, Gotham Knights isn't that bad. No.
Okay.
As far as how bad the endings are, no. Mass Effect 3's ending is way worse than Gotham Knights.
Okay, yeah, because Gotham Knights, it was just like the ending. Oh wait, spoilers are on. Thank God. Sorry, on youth, but yeah, I wasn't happy. And then especially that DLC content with the 4-player thing, I was just like, you know what? I was about to buy my friend a copy of this game so we could play it together, and I don't even want to do that anymore. Like, I'm good.
Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, part of it all depends on how much fun the game is.
It's amazing.
I can probably at least never play this game again, but appreciate the good ideas that were there and hated the fact that they couldn't stick the landing. Like, I like that game Bionic Commando, which came out a couple of years ago. Had an absolutely horrible ending.
Your wife is your arm!
Yeah, your wife is your arm. Like, well, this is dumb. And so it's just sort of like, okay, I don't want to play this ever again. But, like, personally, Metal Gear 2 had a stupid fucking ending, but I do like Metal Gear.
You were just not. No, I'm sorry. Metal Gear Solid 2 did not have a shit ending. You just weren't mature enough to understand that fucking ending.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying it was stupid.
He didn't say it was bad. He said it was stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid. It's a stupid ending.
It was stupid at the time, but when you look at it now, it's quite fucking poignant to what's going on in today's world.
It's still dumb. The world we live in now is dumb. It's still dumb.
Yeah. But no, like a bad ending can sort of break it. Because I think your memory of that game will always be mired by like, and then it ended horribly. I think just like any TV show, which is just sort of like you have a good time watching it right up until the ending, and it's like, well, this sucks, and you can't separate them. So it's unfortunate. I was looking forward to this game because it's the Paper Mario spiritual successor.
Oh, sorry, I ruined it for you.
I mean, endings.
Dude, we have a spoiler alert. Fuck their feelings.
I would say more importantly, an ending to a game can be, or endings to anything can be subjective. So perhaps I might not dislike the ending in the same way.
I'm genuinely curious.
Like this, with the way you're putting it, it sounds like a subjective ending to me, Omar. With the way you're putting it, like when you mentioned that you were the killer the entire time, I immediately just got slapped in my head with Bastion. Because halfway through that, you realize, oh no, you're a rapist.
I went on YouTube and saw a few YouTubers, especially one that literally said everything that I just said. It's literally, the game is amazing. He was recommending it until the end. Again, I can separate between opinion and factual things.
No,
Where they don't.
But you're not seeming like you're not just because one person agrees doesn't mean the vast majority. Like a lot of for example, it's like with me in BioShock Infinite. Like I love that game. I think that game is great until the ending when it disappears up its own ass. But I'm in the minority with that.
Yeah, people love that freaking BioShock Infinite ending.
If the game have a bad ending, that's opinionated, fine. But when it doesn't explain one of the main core question, which is why you left in the first place, that's not an opinion then.
It's an interesting thing because people really love to praise Xenogears. Famously had a bad ending.
All right, hold on. You know what? You guys talk about this. I'll be right back, and then I'm gonna go on my.
Okay, you're lucky Nate is not here right now.
I mean, it's a famously bad ending.
Yo, and Nate, are you in chat? And Nate, if you're trying to jump in, I would love to. I would pay to listen to this conversation.
I know my favorite games, and the ending is horrible. Like they basically Square said no more money for you, and like we got the whole ending in text.
And that's the thing about it. Like at least we know why
it transitioned from a game to a book.
Yeah. But it's a fascinating thing. And so that's what I mean by like I think if you enjoy the game mostly, you can probably at least pick out the fond things that you remember and just like, the ending was bad, but most of the game was pretty solid, as opposed to like the ending was bad and the game really didn't hit that much for me anyway. Like if Evil West ending was bad, I'd be like, okay, the game was sort of middle of the way for me anyway. Cool. But like if God of War's ending was bad, I was like, this one kind of sticks with me a little bit more because I think its level of badness can be much higher. Like I know bad is subjective for this game, but like The Last of Us 2 had a very controversial sort of ending.
But everybody knows my opinions on that game anyway.
Yeah, so some people are like, it's fucking terrible. Others are like, this ending is amazing. But The Last of Us as a whole is pretty solid, so people can look past it a little bit. I think that's what they were doing with BioShock 2. Although I think people just like to feel superior in regards to BioShock Infinite. So I don't know, man. Like I still do want to play. I just like the look of it. Like it's Paper Mario with little
I recommend you playing it. Yeah. Like I real talk, no joke. I went from level 50 to level 250 with one fight because I outsmarted the game. And I did that, and I had a blast with it. So I recommend you playing it if you want.
But I get your point. It sucks that like if the ending sucks, it's just like the promise of what could have been.
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes like an ending can suck. An ending can be perceived to suck. But it's kind of building to other things, or it's establishing a connection to other things. But like just for reasons outside of its control, the ending comes off bad for different reasons. For example, for me, an example of that is Metal Gear Solid 5. Like the ending of Metal Gear Solid 5, it's a really fucking cool ending. Like it's one we did see coming, but it's a really fucking cool ending. Revealing that you're not Big Boss. You're the medic from on the helicopter that went down, and you're basically Big Boss's Phantom, and you are in fact the Big Boss that gets killed at Zanzibar Land in the very first Metal Gear game. That itself is a cool fucking ending. The problem is the ending was so fucking abrupt because it was a unfinished game. We didn't get the resolution to a lot of other things, like Eli fucking off with the rest of the child soldiers with not the Shadowheart. What is it? Sahelanthropus. That's it. Like the ending falls flat, even though it's a cool ending. The ending falls flat because a lot of other things. Because we somehow jumped from We went from point A to point B, but we jumped from point B to fucking point F. Like, there's a lot of ground that we just jumped over to get to that point.
I have a question.
Sense.
Do you think with this game they ran out of budget? Because to me it doesn't feel like that when they literally do.
I don't know because I only have your opinion to go off of. I've not played this game.
But I can tell you they're literally almost like
there's a difference from you telling me it from your perspective, from what you witnessed, to what I will to me playing it and seeing things that maybe you didn't see.
I got you, but with this game there is an after game content where you're literally roaming around and catching new monsters, basically for 2 hours or something like that. But they say it. There is no story involved with it. It's almost like, to me, that doesn't feel like they ran out of money. Because they literally could remove that and give you a proper ending then.
I don't know, man. Alright, either way, I think we've exhausted that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Time for me to rant. Okay. So,
yay! Bayonetta!
Fuck this game. No, seriously, but fuck this game. I'm going to break down to you why this game is fucking awful, and why this game I can say with absolute fucking certainty this game did not deserve Action Game of the Year. It did not. So let me hit the gameplay standpoint first. So first of all, 75% of this game you'll be playing as the titular character Bayonetta. And Bayonetta handles, quite honestly, like she has in the other games, 1 and 2. And that's perfectly fine. Where the game kind of fucking falls apart is in some of the changes that they've made. First of all, this game wants to be Devil May Cry 5. This game wants to be Devil May Cry 5 so fucking hard.
What do you mean?
It's painful.
You can't beat that.
What do you mean?
No. Let me finish off, and you'll see all my points. So first of all, there is multiple weapons in the game. Now, the multiple weapons thing isn't a bad thing. The problem is there is a clear fucking hierarchy of what weapons are good and what are not. In my opinion, they're not balanced at all. There is a heavy weapon in this game that I did not use because the problem is enemies move so damn fast, and you swing it so goddamn slow that you've basically got to you've got to swing that fucker a week in advance to be sure you're going to hit them before they hit you. So comboing together is really difficult as well. That's one problem. But the rest of the weapons are fine. They're great. I do love a lot of the other weapons. Some really fucking kooky ideas where there's one where if you start sprinting with the weapon, you literally turn into a fucking train.
Train?
A train. Somebody was on crack during this game.
Okay.
Train.
That's interesting. One of the things that they got absolutely wrong was they fucking butchered witch time with this game. So, as previously, in the other games, if you've played the other games, if you dodge at the right time, you get witch time, which is basically it slows down time and you're able to get a lot of free hits in. In Bayonetta 1, if you dodge at any time, you seem to get a certain amount of witch time. In Bayonetta 2, you had to get a perfect dodge to get the lengthened witch time, which is fine. But they give you a very respectable window to get that perfect dodge. As I'm showing with my footage right here, because I'd rather show my own frame of reference for this.
Is it 2 or 3?
This is free.
Okay.
This is fine. The problem with the problem with freeze witch time is witch time. The duration for it has been significantly fucking nerfed, and the times are on the official wiki. You can look at these times yourself. And the window to get the perfect dodge is fucking off. Is much fucking smaller. So
basically, they made the game more difficult.
With witch time, it comes down to a case of you will rarely get a fucking perfect dodge because the window is so small. It crosses that line from get good to this is deliberately going to hamper people's enjoyment because
Get lucky.
Kind of, but it crosses that line because you have such a small amount of time that if you've got really bad, because I'll admit I don't have the best reaction time, so if you're like me, you're gonna have to get fucking lucky to get the dodges. But what hampers that even fucking further is this game can't hold a frame rate. So
I was just talking to someone in the chat about that. We were just looking at it. It was like, he said, I see frame drops. I'm like, you got that PC gamer eye.
Yeah, that was getting frame drop left and right.
Yeah, you will, it gets worse. Like, I will skip forward so you can see it gets even fucking worse. Again, you can see this, and this was uploaded at 60 frames per second, because this game targets 60 frames per second. So you add that into a smaller fucking frame window, and you get a really bad implementation of witch time. They fucking butchered it in this game.
Do you think it's mostly because of the frame rate issues that make witch time so unbearable, or
No,
is it just...
So here's the thing. I mentioned that they've even got... We'll come back to this in a second. But the thing is, let me show you the witch time. So, witch time. Because they've got the official numbers on the Wikipedia now. So, where is it? Game mechanics. So, in Bayonetta, witch time is activated for a set amount of time each time it is triggered, regardless of the particular attack or enemy. However, it slightly increases until Bayonetta finishes her combo for 4 to 6 seconds, during which time combo points gain a 1.5x points bonus towards the player's score and will be tagged with a violet insignia with a combo meter, which time is granted by a golem. Yeah, awesome. And this is another thing as well. There's actually a clear indicator in Bayonetta 1 and 2 when you get witch time. There's a clock that shows you how long you've got. Bayonetta 3 doesn't fucking have that. You have to go off of audio cues.
Interesting.
Which
so you don't
even
know how many seconds you have. Okay.
You know by an audio cue, by what Bayonetta says. That's fine and all, but if you're in the fucking heat of the moment and you're just focusing, you kind of just blank everything fucking out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you tunnel vision, like even your hearing just goes sensory at that point. So yeah, Bayonetta 2. Witch time in Bayonetta 2 has a varied duration depending on the attack that was dodged, ranging from the base amount of 3 seconds to 0.5 seconds against regular enemies. In ranged enemies, half witch time's duration. The shortest witch time the players can get is against Glaumer, or by taunting most of the demons on Infinite Climax difficulty at 0.25 seconds. Furthermore, witch time can also slightly extend from every instance of damage dealt to an enemy, increasing the remaining time multiplication. I can't read that. The maximum time achievable is around 6 seconds. It can be shown in-game with a witch clock that will slow down with every hit. Unlike Bayonetta, Jean's witch time, that's different. Here's Bayonetta 3's. The duration of witch time in Bayonetta 3 depends on the timing of the dodge. A perfect dodge or bat within will grant 4 seconds of witch time, signaling by a additional chime sound effect, extra visual effects on the screen, and Bayonetta speaking a quote. Dodging too early grants a second of witch time, which that's actually incorrect. It's actually slower. And I actually have video proof of that. And doesn't factor in extra cues. Witch time in Bayonetta not only increases your character's speed, but also hastens the actions of demon slaves as well. Equipping the Earring of Time increases the duration to 6 seconds. But unlike previous titles, witch time duration cannot be lengthened with additional damage you deal or by combo length. They fucking butchered witch time in this game. And again, you add that to the dodge mechanic and a fucking ass frame rate like what's in this game. You're basically playing the lottery at that point, son.
How can a developer do that? Is there no sense where you think, okay, this is not fun for gamers? This is not enjoyable?
I have no fucking clue. Alright, but that's my problem with the gameplay. Like I said, the moment-to-moment gameplay is fine, but the problem is witch time becomes even more problematic when you're doing bonus missions, and they deliberately turn around and say, damage will only be dealt if you're in witch time. There is a example of this, if I can fucking find it. This is me playing as Viola. Now let me explain Viola, because you play her for the other 25% of the fucking game. So you play 75% of the game as Bayonetta. She has a certain control scheme. That's fine. When you move to I'll demonstrate with this. So with my PS5 controller. So you press R2, for example, which is actually controlling Discord for some fucking reason. One moment. So you press R2, you dodge in this game. Okay? You press R2, you dodge. You double tap R2, you run. You double press R1, you dash towards an enemy if you have the ability. So again, R2 is dodge, double tapping it sprints with R2, and R1 dashes towards an enemy. The problem with Viola is you tap, because she doesn't dodge, she blocks. She is basically Raiden from Metal Gear Solid Rising. Which sounds fine on paper, but then you figure out this problem. If you press R1, you block. You double press you press R2, you block. If you double press R2, like if you miscue a fucking block, you dash towards a fucking enemy. Whether you are standing neutral or not, you dash towards an enemy. That control switch can fuck you over. Now, the reason why it can fuck you over is because, again, you're playing 75% as Bayonetta and 25% as Viola. It's not a Devil May Cry 5 situation where you play as these characters long enough, like, you get in the mindset of the 3 different control schemes and different ways to play. You are literally playing more than half of this game as one character, and then suddenly it switches to another playstyle. For, like, 3 fucking missions.
You don't have enough time to adapt.
Exactly. And that's not even going into a fact of of her character. And her character is fucking awful. So yeah, that's basically the gameplay of Bayonetta. Now for the story. Whoever wrote this game, binge watched the Marvel movies beforehand. Abso-fucking-lutely. Because we're dealing with multiverse theory here. Now, I've gone over this. We've gone over this before. Where yes, the game starts off where you play as a Bayonetta fighting this enemy, the boss called Singularity. Now, spoiler alert about Singularity. You know who he is. Like you know who the villain is. He's fucking It's absolutely obvious. It's this doctor that you see in one fucking cutscene. You know who he is. You know what's going to happen. But the problem is he has no motivation. His motivation is completely unknown. Like, the closest I could get to his motivation is Virgil needs more power. Minus the charisma, the badassery, and minus the fucking backstory. That's the problem with this fucking with this antagonist. He is a fucking... He is the monster of the week. That's all he is. It's
What's the final boss?
The final boss is a dude called Singularity. Monster of the fucking week. You learn nothing about him. Unlike Baldur, again, he has no motivation. I even turned around and said, for everything that's going on, this dude better have all of the cancer, even ass cancer. For me to for some kind of motive, because if his motive is only needs more power, I'm going to be pissed. Oh yes, let me quickly address Slave, the slave demon mechanic. Yeah, I think they just took their ideas for fucking Scalebound and put them in this game.
Yeah, people have been saying it for the longest.
And the problem is this mechanic could work, and in my opinion, it only fucking works when you get an item that basically makes them move autonomously if you press the button. Press and hold the button. Like, if you with this item, if you press and hold the button, the demons will come out autonomously and attack enemies by themselves, and you're free to move around. If you do it normally, you're locked in fucking position like this. You're stuck there. This sucks. It really does. So yeah, going to the story. You basically. So now you're going to multiple universes to get the MacGuffins called the Chaos Gears. What are the Chaos Gears? Don't fucking know, never explained. And in each universe you go to, you meet a Bayonetta of that universe. The first one is the Japanese Bayonetta, the second is the Chinese Bayonetta, the third one is the Egyptian Bayonetta, and the fourth one is the French Bayonetta. They all die. Mega Man style. They literally they die and you take their weapons and their demons. You don't know anything about these Bayonettas other than they are called Bayonetta, and yeah, you end up not giving a shit because, again, you don't know these fucking Bayonettas from a hole in the wall. The person who wrote this game does not know how to claim stakes. Now, if they left the death of, because the first Bayonetta that dies is the Bayonetta that looks like the Bayonetta from number 1. If they left it at that would have set the stakes. Like, you would have looked at that and you're like, I understand now. This Bayonetta just got trounced by this dude. I understand the stakes. The problem is they drive it into the fucking ground. Jean dies twice in this fucking game. Bayonetta dies multiple fucking times in this game. Hell, even Rosa, Bayonetta's mother, who died in the first fucking game, is brought back just to die in this fucking game again. Not even dead characters can remain fucking dead. They've got to die again. Right?
Yo, kind of remind me with Naruto.
It's worse. Because this game also has to be a tonal whiplash as far as its tone. There is one moment where you see some French soldiers trying to hold off these homunculi, and they get attacked by these giant fucking bugs. And Bayonetta turns around and says, "You'll pay for involving these people." Next fucking scene is a bunch of these zombie soldiers literally doing the Thriller dance. My neck broke from that tonal whiplash. Like, if you up the audio of that video, you can hear my neck break. Alright, and then we come to the end where, no joke, fucking Bayonetta from Bayonetta 1 and 2 show up. That's right. This isn't even our Bayonetta.
Wait, so now there's 3 Bayonettas?
Bayonetta from Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta from Bayonetta number 2, and this Bayonetta are all different Bayonettas. All 3 of these fucking stories have happened in different universes.
Can you at least have said something, not you, said something about that? Like, that's such out of left field. There is no preparative, setup for that or anything.
No, those 2 just show the fuck up out of nowhere. Like, and then Singularity's like, oh, but I destroyed your universes. Bitch, nah. And it's like, it fucking ruins the story of 1 and 2, because you thought 1 and 2 were a fucking circular story. But probably not now. We don't fucking know. And like, fucking just, and then at the end, Bayonetta, Luca's a fairy as well, apparently. He's now a fucking werewolf. Just out of fucking nowhere. I don't think that's ever explained. Apparently it was, but I didn't fucking see it unless it was done in text. Unless it said in text. Unless it's said in dialogue during a fight that I obviously missed, because again, I'm fighting a fucking werewolf boss at this point, so I'm sorry if I'm not listening or looking at the fucking subtitles while I'm beating the shit out of him. Like, suddenly he's a fucking werewolf, and there's an alternate Luca who's literally a fucking fairy, and it's like, someone did not understand how to fucking write. And the worst part is, when you fight Singularity, no joke, you beat the shit out of him multiple fucking times, but somehow he gets fucking cutscene invulnerability where none of your damage seem to do shit. Like, he gets his ass fucking handed to him. But somehow by the end of it, Bayonetta is struggling. And it's like, eat fucking dick. Now, people will question, or people will turn around and say, oh, but it's Bayonetta, the story's not important. You lose that argument because this fucking game is cutscene heavy. This is the most cutscene heavy of the entire fucking series. This game focuses on the story. So the story is important in this game. So I'm going to judge this game by its fucking story. And this game,
why it's
this game's story fucking sucks. Like, again, and also, Bayonetta and Luca die at the end of the fucking game. Bayonetta gets dragged down to hell with Luca. And Viola, who is one of the cringiest, fucking try-hardest, whiniest fucking characters. Calling her the Diet Nero, as some people have said, is an insult to the word diet. She is the Crystal Pepsi Nero. No one wanted it. No one asked for it. Why does it exist?
Can I refer to the Borderlands 3, the new girl?
I was about to say that, Ava. Fuck, this remind me with Ava so much.
Yeah, no, she is. Like, this game. You know who else she is? She is the Rey She is the Rey Palpatine. This game is the fucking Rise of Skywalker of Bayonetta. Because by the end of the fucking game, do you want to know what they turn around and do? They give Viola, an unproven character, a character that doesn't get much any character development, gets fucking nothing, is handed a real fucking ultimate power for no fucking reason, defeats the end boss, which the real final boss is Bayonetta herself. It's a shadow version of her. That's something that's not even really explained in the game either. Defeats her, and she is given the name Bayonetta. So Viola is our new Bayonetta.
Yay!
So I guess if I want to play this game, I might as well sail the 7 seas.
This game feels like 2 game, 3 game in one. This game needed to be multiple games.
No, this game didn't need to. No, this game just didn't need to fucking exist. No, but I don't.
I mean, if you want a proper franchise out of it, you could have made it properly.
Oh, no. He's already the producer, director, whatever, has already turned around and said, "Oh, they're going to continue." Like, he specifically said, if you don't like the direction of this game, jump off now, because this is the direction they're going to be going in with the rest of the Bayonetta games. And he could see this going on for 8 to 9 games.
Well, rip to that IP. It's nice knowing you, Bayonetta. Sorry, looks like Nintendo needs a new hack and slash game. Whenever a developer says some stuff like that, if you don't like my game, don't play it. That is the worst sign.
How can you stretch this to 9 games though?
I have no fucking clue. But yeah, like let's look at some more frame rate dropping. Like, this is another visible one. But yeah, no, like, this is supposed to be that passing of the torch to, because they even turn around and say it isn't a to be continued ending. It's continued in the next generation. Basically implying either one of two things. One, Viola is going to be Bayonetta going forward, or 2, they're waiting for the next fucking Nintendo console for the next Bayonetta.
That's what it's gonna be 2. It's gonna be both. She's gonna be the next Bayonetta, and it's gonna be on the next console.
And again, I'm fucking tapping out. I'm done with Platinum games. Like, I'm done with Platinum games. The only real, like I said, from the moment-to-moment gameplay, the music is good, but the music is a fucking tremendous step down from the previous games as well. Not as bombastic. Bayonetta isn't even really ripped that well as well, because she's not as... she feels very different from our previous 2 Bayonettas as well. Like,
in the multiverse, so you can make as many as you want.
Problem is, they killed off. Problem is, if this really is going the way that it seems, they already killed off a bunch of them. Pharaoh.
You know, we've got Multiversus Infinite. they could just make anything out their ass. So
I mean, the problem that's another thing as well. That's another thing that makes no fucking sense. So Singularity is already fucking destroyed like a bunch of fucking places. Like he's already destroyed a bunch of fucking universes, and yet somehow we seemingly end up in a place that's fine. How did everything get fixed? How? Explanation, please. I would really fucking like one. Like, this game... How this game won fucking Action Game of the Year over Call of Duty. I cannot believe I am openly fucking admitting this. But holy shit. Modern Warfare 2 got robbed. This game, there's a reason why I'm turning around and saying, avoid this game at all costs. Do not give them your money. Fuck them. The ending of this game legitimately pissed me off.
Dragon's pretty cool.
Oh, he's cool in cutscenes. That's it.
Yeah. I'm about to say he's like a Godzilla surfing.
Yeah, pretty goddamn much. But yeah, no, it's just like you'll get cool looking moments later. The boss fights are fucking ass in this game as well. There's only one good boss fight.
So, developers, do developers think we play games and call it a day? Is there no passion behind it? Because if I'm a developer, would I not want to at least make a coherent story? And if someone comes to me and says, this is a story, should you not, as a publisher, as Nintendo themselves, or even developers, look at the story and say, hey, this makes no sense, you gotta fix it?
Here's the thing. They've never been known for their, like... Here's the problem with Platinum Games. They've never been known for their, like, amazing stories. But their stories have always... have been, like, solid. Like, there's never been anything severely fucking glaring about the games. Like, as far as the story.
It's amazing, though.
Like, Vanquish, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Bayonetta 1 and 2 didn't have massive fucking sprawling stories like a God of War or Metal Gear Solid or anything like that, but they've been solid games. This game specifically focuses on the goddamn story. Like I said, this has the most cutscenes out of all of the fucking Bayonettas. Like, they were fucking... They might have been... They were clearly proud of this story. And I don't understand why, because the story of this game is fucking ass. Like, here's the thing. People will turn around and say, oh, you're just upset that they killed long-legged waifu. I've got no problem with them killing off Bayonetta. My problem with them killing off Bayonetta is, one, it means Viola is taking over the story, and Viola is a fucking terrible character. Like, god fucking damn, at least Abby was written better, because, I mean, they writ her to be a fucking sociopath, and she came off as one. Fucking Viola is absolute fucking cringe. Like, I will get to fucking cutscenes with her in a second. Like, but you just look at this overall package, and you realize all of the deaths of all these Bayonetta deaths meant nothing in the grand scheme of things. They really fucking didn't. Like, it's so fucking bad. Oh yeah, there's Luca, by the way. How the fuck this happened, I don't know.
Did what happen?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, okay, yeah, the weird one, yeah.
I have no fucking clue how the hell that happened. Like, fuck this game, seriously.
And Viola look like Bayonetta, right?
No, this is Viola. This is Viola. She looks nothing like Bayonetta.
Oh, first time I'm seeing her, that's why.
She looks like Costco fucking Nero.
Actually, she looks like a mixture between Nero and Virgil. Like she did. Like, she's supposed to have that young look. I could tell by her character design, like, it gives me like Nero's like attitude, but then she's supposed to apparently have the coolness of Virgil, which is that is hard. That is really hard to pull.
Let me show you the coolness of Virgil. Okay, give me a minute. I will Let me.
It's an attempt.
Hold on.
Attempt.
There you go.
Gameplay of that.
Here is that coolness of Virgil you were talking about.
Okay.
That is definitely. Yeah, never mind. Nope, that's not even Nero.
Yep. Because her father, she is the daughter of Luca and Bayonetta. So apparently they're supposed to be saying she's got the clumsiness of her father. The problem is her father, Luca, throughout all the games has at least had this suaveness about him, this coolness that even when he does fucking fall over or faceplant into a wall, he recovers with a cool demeanor. Like, again, tonally, this game is all over the fucking place. Like, she is a fucking terrible character. Like, again, I don't give a shit about her Dixie haircut, but even in a world where Bayonetta literally removes her fucking outfit to summon demons, this outfit is too much for me. This is why I turn around and say, her entire personality and her entire fucking outfit, her apparent edginess to her is the whole reason I turn around and say she is the epitome of hello my fellow kids meme.
I don't know what that means, but hey, someone said, Amanda said she looked like a Twitter user. Damn.
Well, I mean, it sucks because, heck, V from Devil May Cry is more edgier than him, and he walks around in sandals.
Yep, with a cane.
With a cane.
Reading poetry.
I have to do this to you, Dante. Which one would you rather take? Viola or Ava from Borderlands 3? I have to.
I've not played Borderlands 3, so I'll take Ava.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though. Both of these two, like, that's the thing. I know about Ava, but the thing is, they both share one commonality. They're both the direct fucking result of getting a beloved character killed.
Yeah.
Also, look at this. How fucking cringe is that? How fucking cringe is that?
I will always say.
Look, I'm gonna repeat this for the fucking peanut gallery. This is how she breaks barriers. This is how she breaks the barriers to get out. It is so fucking. That's what I mean. So fucking try hard.
Well, you know what is wrong with that Rockstar Pink? And I'm just thinking of that song in my head.
Damn! I missed it before. I'm sorry. This is cringe.
Yeah. She reminds me of the Rockstar Pink, and that song keeps repeating in my head. Like, so what? I am a rock star. I got my rock move. Like, that's just the song that keeps repeating in my head.
You're getting kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like,
it's almost like they were targeting the quote-unquote hip kids in the way.
What makes it worse is she actually has a better fucking, when she's fighting angels, she actually has a much better, less cringe way of destroying barriers, which makes me wonder why this one wasn't the default. Give me a second, I know it's around here somewhere. I'm going to rip this character apart. Because this character is awful.
You want to be fair?
Doesn't that look much fucking better? Less cringe, and it's actually in line with who apparently she was fucking birthed from. Because again,
yeah, that does look better.
She's supposed to be Bayonetta's fucking daughter. Alright, anyway. Spoiler alert is going down. I'm done ranting unless somebody's got something they want to ask about this game. I take it.
Gotta give him a minute. Give him a minute. They got a delay.
What? No. I'm on about the panel. Does the panel got anything they want to ask about the game and why I think each shit? Again, if I was to put a fucking number to this is a 4 out of 10. This is below fucking average.
Dante, what you're saying is
combat looked great.
What you're saying is you should have bought Call of Duty instead of buying Bayonetta, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that what you're saying? Is that what we're saying now?
but I still wouldn't have bought it because it's $70, even though it is on discount right now.
Wait, Call of Duty's on discount?
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, I actually might pick it up now.
Yep, it's 15% off now. So it's actually
50.
at normal price. 15, not 50, 15.
Oh.
It's at normal price now. It's at normal $60.
So buy it. It's not $70. What's your excuse?
What's my excuse? Bruh, I'm broke!
You ain't get no Christmas money?
No.
Oh.
Here yet.
But yeah, no, don't buy this game. Fuck Platinum Games. That's all I gotta say.
Maybe.
Fair enough.
This game pissed me off. Like that ending. That ending. This again in my rating. This got an avoid at all cost.
Well,
I cannot believe this.
Surprised?
And this is me being unbiased. I give this. Yes, I am surprised. I am actually very disappointed in Platinum Games. Here's the thing. This will shock the peanut gallery. That avoid at all costs is an unbiased opinion. I gave fucking The Last of Us Part 2 a better fucking rating than this. And I've done nothing but fucking dunk on that game. I gave The Last of Us Part 2 a better fucking rating than this game. Fucking think about that. How bad must you be that I put the fucking Last of Us Part 2 over you? Anyway, we got a couple of other subjects to crack through. So first of all, even though we've been ranting for a bit, let's crack these out real quick because these are actually big news. So again, we're just gonna crack them out. So first of all, Epic Games is being fined. So the U.S. Federal Trade Commission has hit Fortnite makers Epic Games with a record-breaking penalty of $520 million for after alleged allegations it previously employed lax privacy practices for voice and text chat and used design tricks to dupe millions of players into unintentional purchases. The eye-opening judgment includes the largest ever settlement obtained by the FTC regarding the US Child's Online Privacy Protection Act, as Fortnite allows in-game chat and user data collection by default. Fortnite holds a teen rating by the US Rating Board, ESRB, but the FTC has argued Epic Games knew many of its users were likely under 13 years of age and had not obtained their parents' consent. The remainder of the fine relates to separate decisions by the FTC that Fortnite included illegal dark patterns and to trick players into making unwanted purchases and let children rack up unauthorized charges without their parental involvement. The FTC claims Fortnite applies counterintuitive, inconsistent, and confusing button configurations designed to let their users purchase things accidentally pre-2018. It was too easy for children to purchase in-game currency without parental consent, and the FTC continued. Another point of criticism was that Epic Games has locked the accounts of customers who use their credit cards to subsequently charge back purchases, some of which were in the thousands of dollars. Epic Games has responded to its own detailed statements in the settlement, laying out how it has evolved Fortnite over the years and how it believes the FTC has used statutes written decades ago to target long-standing industrial practices, and it nevertheless now agreed were no longer enough. We accepted this agreement because we want Epic to be at the forefront of consumer protection and provide the best experience for our players, Epic Games wrote. Over the past few years, we've been making changes to ensure our ecosystem meets the expectations of our players and regulators, which we hope will be a helpful guide for others in our industry. Epic Games' statement highlights changes it has put in place over the past 4 years to address the FTC's concerns, including a refund token system added in May 2018 and more recent undo purchase system. More recently, still, the game now requires you to hold a button to purchase to confirm intent. As the FTC's child privacy concern, Epic pointed to its recent launch of cabined accounts for children under 13, a type of Epic accounts where certain features such as chat and purchasing are not available. No developer creates a game with the intention of ending up here. The video game industry is placed a fast-moving innovation where players' expectations are high and new ideas are paramount, Epic Games wrote. Statutes written decades ago don't specify how gaming ecosystems should operate. The laws have not changed, but our applications have evolved and long-standing industry practices are no longer enough. The old status quo for in-game commerce and privacy has changed, and many developers' practices should be reconsidered. We share the underlying principles of fairness, transparency, and privacy that the FTC enforces, and the practices referenced by the FTC complaints are not how Fortnite operates, Epic Games concluded. We will continue to be upfront about what players can expect when making purchases, ensure cancellations and refunds are simple, and build safeguards to help keep our ecosystem safe and fun for audiences of all ages. There we go. Okay, first of all, Nappy, what are your thoughts? Well, my eyes just, fuck me, I'm staring at white too much. Fuck.
So believe it or not, I'm actually one of the very, very few people that has yet to sink a single second into Fortnite. I have not launched that game.
You're not the only one. Me too.
Yeah.
Shout out to us.
So the matter of fact is, I'm just surprised that I guess FTC went for Fortnite because Fortnite's probably the biggest company, or one of the biggest games that kids play. I mean, it's backed by Epic Games. I know they have $500 million is probably nothing to them, especially with the amount of games they give away for free. Yeah, this practice has been going. This is something that's been going on for a long time. It's just interesting that the FTC is finally catching on to it. And I think they're like trying to use Epic Games as an example of not trying to do predatory practices for children to spend a bunch of money on microtransactions. Like, no, that's a good thing. Like, honestly, I hate microtransactions. It sucks. It kind of ruins the game. It makes you have to grind for anything. Makes grind times like so much more difficult to get like these cool looking cosmetics to the point where you just give up your wallet. And I heard stories about like kids taking their mom and dad's credit cards and attaching it to their Microsoft accounts and just starting getting all these like tokens and buying skins and stuff. Like, it's honestly disgusting. But the one thing I will say though is I can't really blame Epic Games for not reading the user agreement or letting their kid or the fact that kids are playing their games that are too young to play their games. Like, I have to say, companies are not meant to raise your kids. You are meant to raise your kids. It does suck that they do like predatory things, but you parents, I do believe, needs to be more active in what their kids consume as media content, and that includes video games. You should have a small idea of what the game's about. If a game has microtransactions, parents, you need to like step in and figure out like where the microtransactions are, and also like take advantage of all the console and gaming news articles of explaining you how to lock your credit card, or when your kid makes an account, how to lock their account. So can't blame them for bad
parenting.
Yeah, I can't blame for bad parenting, but I do not like Epic Games or any of these companies for making predatory tactics, knowing damn well that majority of their audience are kids. Heck, they literally just put My Hero Academia as new DLC character. They got Mr. Beast on there. It's like
I bought the My Hero skins. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm a grown man.
Again,
I bought those.
targeted towards kids, as Nappy said.
Hey, I'm not a child. I am a grown man.
I got my mug.
He looked at it for me.
Hey, look at this mug, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, like I was saying before, it just sucks. It just sucks that companies are like doing these predatory tactics, and it's when they know that most of their market base is kids. But I can't put the full blame on them. Bad for you trying to make all these predatory tactics. Bad on parents for you got to be more active in your kids' life.
Parents are the gateway to this shit. They have control over. They should have control over their kids' devices.
Let the man talk, Jubei. You can get to your point in a minute.
No. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, they should have control. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a lot of parents, and around my age, I don't know if I'm dated now because I'm a millennial. I mean, you got the Gen Z and the Gen Alphas. So, but I know a lot of millennial parents that still don't understand how to set up like a child's little Steam account or a child's Xbox account, and how to make sure that their kids can't use their credit cards to purchase things. Like literally, Microsoft, Sony. Nintendo actually does an extremely good job. Well, all their games like rated E. Good luck trying to find a rated M game, but yeah, and Steam, like there's tactics. It's just parents need to learn this so that way stuff like this can't happen, and they have more control over what their children consumes and what they're purchasing online in these games. So that's all I have to say on that.
All right, cool. Pharaoh, your thoughts?
It just kind of sucks because I don't think children are the only one that's falling prey to this. I'm sure it's some adults that just not paying attention. They're clicking on shit and buying stuff they don't really want to. I mean, the game industry has been trying to do this for years, trying to find little ways to trick you into buying content or forcing you into buying content that you really don't want or need. Just, the character looks cooler or you get a new ability. It's just unfortunate. So I'm glad that, the government's stepping in and doing something about it. I do think we need a little bit more regulation with these live service games and how they charge customers to participate. Now, I can't be too mad at Fortnite because the game is free. So you got to make money somehow, but can't be scamming people and spending money.
If these hold up. If these were your kids and they did this, you can be mad?
Well, no, because they're responsible parents.
All right, so perfect example. My kid was playing the game because, I teach him, and he's playing Roblox. He said, "Dad, this is a scam."
Yeah.
He said, "They're trying to make me buy it." He said, "They're trying to make me." He's 5 years old. It's a scam.
High five your son and say it's from Dante next time because that is a smart kid.
He said they're trying to get me to buy Robux to do this.
You should have asked him if it's a scam. Why you keep playing it?
No, he just understands he doesn't need Robux to do it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Kids love Roblox. Ain't nothing you're going to do to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Omar, your thoughts?
Yeah, where was this when Fun Mechanic was a thing? With EA? Like, this is the type of shit that I've been talking about. If you make an example out of a company, other companies gonna look at that and think twice, even thrice before even attempt to do something like that ever again.
Nah.
No, not me. If EA was reprimanded or even sued for the whole Fun Mechanic situation, you think Fortnite would have done what they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission when it comes to making money.
See,
that is true.
It depends how much money you find them.
No.
If you genuinely cripple them, they're gonna think twice about it.
There's a limit to how much you could fine them, though. Like, you can't cripple them when they're making money hand over fist.
Yeah, and Honestly,
You
Epic
can
Games.
you can keep finding them if they keep doing it.
I'd like to just point out,
Again,
Money it doesn't. If you're making so much money at some point, it don't matter.
Activision made like, what was it, like 2.1 or 2.3 billion dollars last year. There's a fucking drop in the bucket.
then that's something you need to work on when it comes to the law. Then
That's
of the fine penalty. Because for me, I have always said it. I want some type of regulation. You can't allow the industry, because clearly the industry doesn't want to regulate itself. And we, as consumers, we're getting fucked over left and right by this one. Whether it's this, when we buy games and it's literally, what you said, Dante. You buy the game for the idea what the game is going to be. But when you actually receive the game, either everything else is DLC or everything else is missing and you're not gonna get. Like, again, it's combined. It's a combination of both. Also, I agree with Nappy. I would add to that, as a parent, if you have kids that play games, one, YouTube exists, Google exists, be knowledgeable, wise up, look up the amount of people that get addicted to to loot boxes, microtransactions. There are shit tons of news out there, shit ton of stories, horror stories, 20K gone on microtransactions and all that jazz. One, if you don't know anything about computers, take a fucking courses. Learn. Discover. You can't just stay ignorant your entire life. Otherwise, as much as I'm not a fan of Epic, I'm with Nappy. This is not a Nappy. Parents gotta know what their kids are doing. Their kids. They can't drink and drive for a reason. And clearly, Fortnite is so big. It's almost like a life of its own. Like, everything is on Fortnite. PlayStation and I'll leave it at that.
About to say, adults do not drink and drive either. Just gotta put that out there.
Yeah. Zero, what are your thoughts?
Interesting. I guess I'm a little different. But for a very more particular reason, I think it's important to point out that it's two suits here. And it's two separate things. So I know that we're sort of harping on the parents be better at the children here, but the actual higher suit has nothing to do with any individual parent or child doing something wrong. It is over the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, of which they, Epic, were in the wrong. I can monitor my kids all I want. The whole point of it is that, like, they were supposed to follow the rules of this act and they didn't. So thus you were fined. Because what is it? Children under 13 shouldn't be able to voice chat or whatever they're discussing it with it. Or gathering personal information of children. That is nobody's fault but Epic's.
I'm about to say, what if the kids lied on their account saying that they're above the age of the rated T rating, because the game is rated T?
Yep.
Absolutely. But that is the way I look at it from a business perspective. That is your job to protect yourself against lying customers, because customers are going to lie. To me, it is no different than, how do I ensure that people do not steal from my store? It is not my job to ensure people don't steal from your store. It is your job to ensure people don't steal from your store.
Well, I mean, if you're in America, you keep a fucking revolver underneath the counter.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do, but, like, I can't protect you from, like, if I can't protect you, nor am I going to. Like, it is up to you. It is your merchandise. It is your money. It is your bread and butter, your livelihood. Make sure you protect yourself. It is why, like, all of these websites have these sort of age verification things, because for the most part, that is the protection. They can at least fall back to be like, hey, we put up the gate. They lied.
What if it's on the user agreements
Yeah,
before you log in? That's what I'm about to say, because there's definitely a user agreement.
It's a user agreement thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the user agreement that you agree that you
Everyone
are this
skips
age.
that.
Yeah.
No one's going to read that.
No,
Like, now.
I know, but I'm talking about, it has to be, we're talking about the user agreement in general. Like, it has to be in there that you agree by clicking this agreement that you are in fact the age that you are saying.
Correct. Now, of course, like anything else, when it comes to children, it is a different sort of ball game. Most end user agreements, I would generally assume, are targeted towards adults or adult aged people, quote unquote, teenagers and above. It is established that children just don't have the presence of mind or whatever, and this is certainly where, like, parents should be going into this. But as far as we can tell, the suit is not claiming that anybody lied. They're collecting information on these kids, even if they did or didn't.
No.
So even if the kid just went in there and said, "Oh, I did the right thing," and you still collect information on them, still in the wrong here. Because we all know someone has lied, but all you need is one person to have not to make your entire claim unverifiable. Like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're still collecting children's information. And that's a big no-no.
Give me a second, because just to correct you on something, give me a minute. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to bring that article back up. But there was, there it is, right? Yeah, so no, there was, so where was it? Insistent, another children purchases. Okay, so the base of the law, the base of the fine is basically that the Epic game had all of these bells and whistles in place to trick people into buying microtransactions and stuff like that, when they knew that, when Epic Games knew that they had that a majority of that a lot of their audience was likely under 13. Yeah, so the Fortnite teen rating, but the FTC has argued that Epic Games knew many of their users were likely under 13 years old and had not obtained their parents' consent, and that is alluding to the lax privacy practices for a voice chat and voice and text chat that was designed to trick that used design tricks to dupe millions of players into unintentional purchases.
I have a question. Doesn't it resemble EA? Because EA have done those stuff
Dude,
like
this
that.
resembles EA. This resembles fucking Activision. Activision tried to put out.
Precisely.
I don't know if Activision got the patent, but they went in for a patent for an AI that would literally do that was literally a fucking rotation of getting people to purchase microtransactions.
Yeah, I find it hilariously sinister that, the design choices of, like, it's something that's probably switching a button from X to O if you're on a PlayStation controller, where, like, you're used to one button doing a thing and it doesn't, and and because they get rid of the, hey, you're going to purchase this, are you sure you want to purchase this? And just as soon as you hit that button, it's bought. And then there is, in order to find the, oh wait, I made a mistake, cancel button, you have to wade through page after page to get to, like, the cancellation button, which I guarantee you then will ask you the 5 questions about, hey, you want to cancel this? Do you really want to cancel this? Well, can you give us a reason why you can cancel this? Would you stay if we gave you a couple of months off? all right, well, what if we don't cancel it? What if we just pause for this month? And then only then can you actually cancel it. And even then, because there are some services that are out there, then you got to send an email to the cancellation people.
Microsoft cancellation is the worst.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that where, and this is why, like, I understand the idea behind, like, parents need to be aware of these things, and they should be. But it's a little funny because, like, as a millennial, when I left the house, I was gone.
Bitch, what you talking about? We know you're still in that basement.
My dad didn't know where I was, what I was doing. I just had to be home before them street lights came on. And most people my age have a lot of those similar experiences. And I see a lot of time people lament like, oh man, kids, they don't know what it was like to just go away and do whatever you want for like hours. With our parents not watching us, our older siblings, latchkey children of the Gen X, you know, like they just came home. There was nobody home. It's like, go make yourself some food, do whatever. But now all of a sudden, when millennials become parents, it's all of a sudden we need to monitor our children at every point. And we need to be watching what they're doing and making sure that they don't do anything else. But like, if I broke my arm sledding, ain't nobody gonna tell me it was my dad's fault when I was a kid. Who am I gonna be like, oh, you should have been watching him? Like, he was out doing his thing. Now, granted, it's a little different because I'm spending money. But like, it's a little funny how this is just reversed again.
I would say that the big difference there, because I'm gonna have to ask you to wrap it up in a sec, but just to add this on, because I think there is a big distinction. One, you're outside in the world. You're outside in the open world, like where literally anything could happen, and sometimes things like that do happen. Where this stuff is happening inside of a person's home, like these people are now invading and basically becoming parasites, worming their way into your home and somehow finding a way to milk you of money. Like there is a big distinction there.
Absolutely, but I think the attitude remains. And as I wrap up, my only general point behind that is, I get it. Parents, please be better. But I also understand, like, it can be challenging because sometimes it's challenging for me, and I know what I'm doing. So there people are going to drop the ball, and these are billion-dollar companies. I'm sorry, I just don't have a lot of sympathy for them. Like, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Epic Games is losing out on less than $500,000, or a little bit over $500,000.
No, it is over $500,000.
Yeah, who the fuck cares?
They
made that from the My Hero skins alone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The Mr. Beast thing is about to make them so much fucking money. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, fuck them. No, like seriously, fuck them. Like, what if they lose a little bit and they have to change and be better because, you know, some parents weren't monitoring their kids? Cool. Because there was, unfortunately, you got to have people to do that to make them change anyway. They were never going to do it on their own nice accord. You got to force them to. And you can only keep hitting them or change, and they will like slide below the radar until they inevitably do something dumb again. But like, fuck them, man. Like, even there are dumb parents out there. That's fine. Still fuck Epic Games. Because
all right, I need to move on.
Who cares?
All right, Jubei, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna mirror fucking Zero. Like, yeah, well, fuck your couch. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that 520 whatever, $500,000, whatever the hell that is. Like, they literally made that back as soon as the print was dry from them fucking writing that fucking shit up. Like, it doesn't really do much in the grand scheme of things. I don't care if they're losing money. But shit like that kind of needs to happen to elicit change, like Zero said. It's not really their job to, you know, police what you do, what your kids do, what buttons you press. It's their job to make money off of you. That's all they give a shit about. And I do think people just kind of just need to be more, even like what Senshi said, just more educated in general. Just there's ways to avoid these things. There've been ways to avoid these things for a while, so I'm just surprised it's still a thing, or that there's even a lawsuit about it. Just because I'm like, this has been going on for so many years. Like, I don't see how you fall for that shit. Like, some of their marketing gets me. Like, sometimes they'll just drop the right thing at the right time, and I just go buy it. But that's neither here nor there. More people need to complain about it, to be honest, going forward, if they want to see it completely stop, because they're gonna find another way to try to get you. You know what I'm saying? This is the game of cat and mouse we play in capitalism.
Dude, this ain't even fucking cat and mouse. This is whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it is now. We can change the rules though, but it's still on us to do that.
Yeah.
All right. You had your say, Juba?
Yeah, I'm good on that. Like, fuck that. I really don't give a shit.
All right. Well, for me, here's the thing. It's not even a tale of two lawsuits. It's the tale of three lawsuits, because not only have they got the problem with this one with the child protected one, and then the other one, both of these, they've also got one where they're trying to be sued for apparently their game is addictive and kids are forgetting to eat while they play their games and shit like that. Like, that one to me is absolutely bonkers. Like, first of all, that is a failure on the fucking parents. Like, I'm sorry, if your child is not eating and they're playing Fortnite all the time, you have the power to turn off the fucking internet. I'm sorry, you do. Like, be a fucking parent. Like, Jesus Christ, like, the switch is literally on the back of your fucking hub. Just flick it, and there goes Fortnite. Bye-bye. And yeah, like, so fuck them parents and fuck them kids. As Michael Jordan once famously said, fuck them kids.
That's why I don't buy Jordans.
Fuck them kids. I'd love a pair of Jordans.
Worst part is, you can set that shit up like on your phone and not even have to worry about it.
Exactly. I can literally. I am a millennial. Hold on, I'm still talking. Damn, it's my 5 minutes. I'm more technical savvy than, and I'm a millennial. I was born in 1993, so I'm a millennial. I'm more tech savvy than my mum. I could literally fuck over my mother and turn off the internet and listen to her bitch and complain. It's fucking hilarious. In fact, I have done it. It was that hilarious. So I don't want to hear people turn around and say, oh, what the parents supposed to do, bitch? We are in the technological age. There's many things you can fucking do. In fact, you could call up your bank and put a block on any transaction going towards a fucking company these days. So you could literally turn around and call your bank and say, okay, I want to block any future transactions towards Epic Games. You could literally fucking do that. But nobody's doing that. Now, as far as them getting fined for the privacy thing, them turning around and saying, oh, we know that you've got 13-year-olds playing and your practices is that you were collecting data or what have you. Here's the problem with it. Here's the thing. This isn't an Epic Game exclusive thing. Fucking Microsoft is doing it. Sony is doing it. Activision is doing it. In fact, which company was it that turned around and said they were going to monitor fucking voice chats, and if you said anything derogatory, they were going to fucking ban you? Was that Sony or Microsoft, or was that both?
No, that's Sony. That actually almost happened to my dad. He was playing Call of Duty, and he said fuck. And
Either Microsoft or Sony. I forgot which one.
It was one or both of them.
I thought it was just straight up Call of Duty that they were monitoring.
No. Sony, some company did turn around and said, because they want to make it a more inclusive environment for gamers. But my thing is, I look at that and I'm like, that's an invasion of my fucking privacy. Like, what I say in a voice chat with my friends is mine to fucking own. Like, you have no... that is an invasion of my goddamn privacy. You know what that is? That's these companies basically bringing up their own version of the fucking Patriot Act. That's what that is. So these companies are invading our privacy and the privacy of our fucking kids. It just happens that Epic Game is the one that's being used as the fucking... is being used as a sacrificial lamb, as the example. All these fucking companies are doing it. Like I said,
Yeah.
Activision tried to set up a patent where it was some kind of revolving fucking thing where you buy microtransactions and shit like that, and maybe I think it was in a text chat they'd turn around and say, "Oh, special deal on this bundle." And it's like they're fucking doing this all the goddamn time. But like I said, Epic Games is just the one that they decided to fucking lynch in the street. Poor choice of words, maybe, but it's the fact they're lynching Epic Games to try and set an example.
I think you think this is invasive. You should see some of the other stuff. Heck,
No,
you should
I'm
just
like,
see
yeah,
agree.
funny
Hold on.
kind of.
general.
Let me get this last part in before I finish. And I fucking forgot it because people were interrupting me. God, I had a really good fucking point then. I fucking hate you. All right, open discussion until I can remember that fucking point.
Okay, I wanna first of all shout out to what's his name, Zero. Normally the calm, cool, and collected dude went in with this one. Next, I believe, and that's just my opinion.
That was it. Sorry.
Some
Let me get this.
Go ahead.
I've just remembered it. The last time we had any kind of major change as far as like predatory practices, right, was with loot boxes. Because here's the thing, there might be loot boxes on the periphery, but if you remember, it wasn't until the lawsuit against Overwatch, where the government threatened to get on board and force regulations because it happened in the UK. They were even banned in Belgium. Like we covered this.
No, Overwatch or Star Wars?
No. It was a snowball effect. It was a snowball effect. Like because what had happened was Overwatch started it, but then FIFA started it with their ultimate thing, but then Battlefront 2 took it way too goddamn far. And then all of these government regulators were starting to get in on it, and people, politicians in America were literally campaigning on this shit. The UK's anti-gambling thing was getting involved, and Belgium they straight out banned loot boxes from, I believe, Overwatch. FIFA was a definite one, and then the House of Mouse came in and got involved. And EA rolled that shit back on Battlefront 2. But it wasn't until the government decided to get involved that these companies decided to back the fuck up. Because, again, Omar is correct in one thing. As much as I don't want government regulations in gaming, because that could only lead to bad things, the only people who do not want government regulations in gaming as much as I do is these companies. These companies don't want that. They will they will burn this shit to the ground before they allow government regulation. They don't want that. So it isn't until in my opinion, this fine is a drop in the bucket. This won't change anything. They will still be predatory practices. None of this will change anything. It won't be until some politician decides, I'm going to fucking campaign on getting this shit sorted. And then other government officials, and it starts that domino effect where they're basically holding the letter ready to take it to fucking Congress that these companies will fucking do anything to change.
Basically,
I'm not asking for it, but it's that course of action that got shit done last time with loot boxes. Because, I mean, is there loot boxes in Overwatch too?
Yes.
No, they got rid
I-
Yeah.
yes,
sorry.
but not in the
Used
same
to.
way. Yeah. And actually, it's arguably worse than it used to be. But the old
I
loot
remember
boxes
you
of
saying you
sort
want
of
it back, eh?
finishing a match and then randomly getting things, that's gone.
Right.
And I think the very specific action of like, I'll buy 10 loot boxes and see what I get is also gone. They're just selling you the things out right now.
So it's microtransactions.
yeah.
It's just gone down to microtransactions of you can buy this.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Yeah, I
this
can
out-
buy this skin instead of buying the chance to get the skin.
That, in my opinion, is a result of the fact that these companies, the fact that the government basically fucking said we're going to step in if you don't sort some shit. And the companies were like, "Oh no, we don't want none of this. No, we'll get rid of them." So yeah, in my opinion, it isn't until that happens again that nothing will change. Anyway, please.
I think
else?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on. No, you go ahead. It's open discussion.
I think in order for this to have an impact, Epic Games need to be either, and I'm being genuine with this one, genuinely file for bankruptcy because they can't even fight the lawsuit. That's how much the lawsuit's gonna be, or cripple them to where it's gonna take them years before they ever recover. If you don't have one of the two moments, you're not gonna get change. If you
you know how much it would take? You need billions and dollars worth of fines. Billions.
Yeah, but I also don't know if that's true, considering Dante just laid out how loot boxes changed, and none of those companies were crippled. None of them were filed for bankruptcy. None, like it is a marathon, not a race.
No, and,
right?
and by the way,
Dante laid out how it started with Overwatch, but then, or maybe FIFA, but then there's Overwatch who got the attention, and then like a couple people sort of kept stepping up, and then House of Mouse got involved, and inevitably the government's like, all right, this has gone on for long enough. It's time to stop. Fortnite might be the shot across the bow for the FTC and Epic. We will see, but like I think it's rare for it to be one, unless it's massive, but it's rare for just one magic moment to be the signifier of change. I think it takes a lot of small moments.
The only one that I could think of that would literally fucking do it. There was a gag game bought out a couple of years ago called the DLC game, where the game basically forced you in game to again, it's a gag game, but it's really fun. I think it's called DLC Quest, where you basically had to pay in-game money to basically get the rest of the game. Like not that you actually had to pay money, but you found currency in the game that you went to a store and bought, like a weapon, the next level, the goal, like even enemies and stuff like that. It won't be until, in my opinion, we hit that nexus where a game literally has you paying microtransactions to actually fucking complete the game that we will get change.
We already hold up. We already went there, but with not microtransaction, but DLC, which is basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think killed DLC?
They literally locked like the ending behind DLC. I know.
Azura's Wrath. I know. Hence why.
Yeah.
And again, I ask you, why do you think DLC died?
Because of that?
Bingo. It's because they went too far, and people just weren't buying fucking DLC anymore.
Yeah, and because Azura's Wrath was never going to change anything. It's just not that big of a game. But like, it might have been the final straw for a lot of people. If Mario does it, or I guess God of War,
they kind of did with their mobile market.
No, unfortunately, no one pays attention to mobile games. At least they don't take them very seriously.
Yeah, and also sports games are just bad.
Yeah, there's a whole separate conversation to have about the mobile and sports games, for that matter. But like Call of Duty could possibly, because that's like everybody's big name game. But
they already did.
Bayonetta 3 did it.
Call of Duty already does that. Like they've got they lock characters behind battle passes.
Yeah.
Like, and once you lose that character, you will never be able to get that skin again. Like that was Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare. Not the original, but the 2019 version. I was disappointed the fact that I couldn't get Ghost's original skin, or the skin that he debuted with, because it was on the battle pass and you could never get that again. So they do lock content behind microtransactions and these battle passes that you will never be able to get.
Yeah.
Has anybody got anything else they want to add?
Speaking of Epic Games, I just opened up my Epic Games launchers for a long time. Looks like there is a My Little Pony fighting game that's free right now. If you want to download that,
Fighting words.
yeah,
Yeah.
them fighting words.
I'm
It's
down.
free. Epic Games Store. Just
All right. Oh, hold on. Which one's the next one? Okay, last one. Game Pass with ads.
Dude,
Let's
That's-
let's hold
that's
judgment. Let's hold judgment. Let's read what it says, and then we can tear it apart. So I'd also like to point out this is on the rumor mill. So it looks like Microsoft is considering introducing cheaper ad-supported tiers to its Xbox Games Pass. This, according to a survey Microsoft recently circulated to players, inviting views about the current Xbox Game Pass subscription and querying if we'd be willing to accept adverts in the subscription payment if the subscription payment was lowered. So yeah, Pharaoh, with this wording, doesn't look like it's just mobile. It looks like they're talking about actual.
I never said it was just mobile. I said the target audience was mobile.
Yeah, this definitely isn't them. An unsourced screenshot written in Spanish and shared on Reset Era, the bastion of fucking news, clearly, via VGC, alleges that Microsoft is surveying players and exploring a tier-like system similar to the Ubisoft Plus and Sony PlayStation Plus by inviting them to consider hypothetical subscriptions. The hypothetical family plan looks like it'd be offering the full benefits of the current Xbox Game Pass service for 5 users across consoles and PC for €22 a month, whilst the $3 plan would essentially give a single individual a Xbox Gold-like plan that delays access to Microsoft first-party games for 6 months after release. This would run adverts before you play a game from the Xbox Game Pass library. ICYMI. Oh, ICYMI. Xbox addressed its conspicuous absence from the recent Game Awards, promising that despite appearance, 2023 will be an incredible, exciting year for its fans. Reassuring Microsoft resharing Microsoft's promotional Game Pass reel, Xbox exec Aaron Greenberg stated, "The team has a lot planned to show and share for next year. Appreciate folks who are eager to learn and see more heroes at the time. Timing is key, but don't worry, we will not have to wait long to see what is next for us." So 6 months. So basically, the peasants who want a free euro plan basically will have to wait 6 months for Xbox games. So basically, now Xbox is making games 6 months exclusive to Game Pass, as I predicted they would. If this goes through, if this does go through and this is legit, they're effectively turning around and doing what I said they would do, and that is making games exclusive on their own ecosystem for a time. Timed exclusives on their own ecosystem.
They're regretting they did, huh?
We'll get opinions on that. I'm not putting words in mouth, but I think it's undeniable to turn around and say that is effectively timed exclusive for people who only pay for a free euro plan, and then you also get ads shown in your Xbox Game Pass library. I don't know. I want to see. I'd like to see Jubei and the Xbox guys defend this. Not that I'm saying that this is entirely a bad idea, but I just feel like you might be defending this. So go ahead, Jubei. What do you think?
The only thing I have a problem with is the 6 month thing. Like, I can see, okay, if I have to watch 2 ads before I can play a game and I'm not interrupted at all while I'm playing that game after said ads, that's fair. As long as I'm not interrupted like there's parts of it that I like, and then there's parts of it that are like, okay. But, I mean, I guess there's parts of it that are palatable, I guess. Not that I like, because like nobody fucking likes ads. I mean, I got Hulu that has ads and it's garbage, but I'm not canceling my subscription over that. I'm still gonna use it.
Jube, have you
Let the man
forgotten you
talk.
give them an...
Let the man talk. We'll get to that in general discussion.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not defending this. Like, if they decide to do this, like it has to be done right, or there'll be backlash. And I think 6 months of you can't access something that everybody else can just so they pay a little bit more. I think that's a little bit that's a little bit off brand, at least for them if they were to go through with something like that. They can't afford to really continue to kill any goodwill that they've been building up since the Xbox One, man. I just don't think that happens. So if I could, I'd allow a plan like that if it was just, like I said, ads at the beginning of the game, 1 or 2, whatever. Hopefully they're game advertisements for shit I was going to be looking at anyway, maybe. And then I get to play that game until I, either switch games or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as it doesn't fuck with my actual playtime, then we're good. But yeah, but overall, I think shit being exclusive to Game Pass is dumb. So it's one way to sell a service, but it's not the right way to sell that service. I don't agree with that at all.
Slowly but surely. My prediction of games being exclusive only to Game Pass is starting to make more sense. Nappy, what do you think?
I mean, a little bit. I kind of agree with Jube with the whole like ads in my games is not really too bad. In fact, like I said, if it doesn't affect my gameplay, like if I'm not in the middle of Call of Duty, I don't want to see an ad pop up telling me to buy something, and then all of a sudden I die. But if it does like before I play the game or like after I play the game, it's not too bad. I mean, the whole a game being exclusive to Game Pass is just very weird because honestly, if I really want the game, I'll just outright like to buy the game.
No, okay. So let me explain.
No, you can still outright buy the game.
You can still outright buy the game, but the discounts or the free games that you get on Game Pass won't be accessible for you for 6 months on, because it specifically says delays access to Microsoft's first-party games for 6 months after release. So I'm assuming that means you don't get them for free for 6 months until a 6-month period has lapsed. If you have this lower tier,
that just sounds awful because again, I mean, it's already bad enough that Sony does time exclusives with their stuff. Hence, Final Fantasy 16. Still, fuck you, Sony, for that. But yeah, like that. I mean, like I said, like Microsoft has been doing everything they can to build the goodwill of people, of its gamers, and try and get people to get on Game Pass. Like, hey, man, day one exclusive, straight on Game Pass, and making a lower tier for that and excluding a certain group of people from getting that day one access. I think that just brings a lot of bad will to Microsoft that they don't need, and I don't think they can really truly afford it because right now we're still waiting on. They're still struggling with IPs. We're still waiting on like some of these first party games, and the first party games that came out through Xbox haven't been really bangers lately. So for this to add on, I think this is going to like put even a more sour taste in gamers' mouth. And yeah, they shouldn't do that. But like having ads on for a lower tier to show like 1 or 2 ads or 3 ads before or after a game, or when you're switching a game, that's not too bad. I can see that reasonable. I can see like maybe like a $7 a month, maybe. Yeah, and then you could just like have 2 ads at the beginning before you start the game, then probably 2 ads after when you end the game. Yeah, that seems reasonable to me.
All right.
Game Pass exclusive sucks. Yes, that whole Game Pass thing, no go.
Yeah. All right. Farrell, defend.
I'm not defending it. I just think that the target audience is going to be more for that type of service, more geared towards casuals, like the mobile and the people that are going to be streaming Xbox from their TV. and they just want to play and they don't mind a couple ads. I think that's who they're kind of going for with that lower tier. They want to be able to get them in and them not minding paying $3 a month. That's what I think. I think they're trying to those people that are gonna have that brand new Samsung TV or are gonna want to play Candy Crush down the road if that Activision deal goes through. They want to lock them into $3 a month.
All right. Fair enough. Omar. Go ahead, buddy.
Dude, I can't believe what I'm listening. You guys are not casuals. You guys are the hardcore gamers. You guys see.
Ultimate.
No, let me. We're gonna go with the whole conversation about. We seen what happened when you give them an inch. We've seen it with DLC. We've seen it with microtransactions. We even seen it with pay for online. We didn't pay for. We never paid for online during the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 era until the end of PlayStation 3 when they start doing this shit. Like, remove Microsoft. Let it be Sony. I would be paying even harder if not harder, because that's now my fear. This is not, as much as I don't play on Xbox, this is going to affect me, because what Microsoft is now gonna do, if they do it, which knowing Microsoft and not company in general, they're gonna do it. PlayStation is gonna look at them, oh, nice, let's do that. So I'm now gonna get games with ads, and no matter how you slice it or dice it, do I need to remind you guys with a game called Death Stranding, where you literally had energy drink that gave you more fucking stamina, but you had to drink it. You had to wait the fucking, 10 seconds, 15 seconds? But if you didn't, you would be forced to go back to the base over and over and over and over again. So a game that would have taken you, let's call 10 hours to beat, it would have taken you, no joke, 15 hours to beat. Just because of the amount of extra stamina they gave you. Just for that 10-15 seconds that you're drinking that energy drink. Nah, this is setting such a criminal. It's not criminal, there's nothing criminal about it, but it's such a scary precedent. Nah, we had this conversation before. We were all against it. What happened to that? Nah, this is scary stuff. This is genuinely something I am absolutely not behind. No, because at first we were all saying loot boxes, all for microtransactions. They are all in mobile games. Single player games are complete single player. You're never gonna get microtransactions. You're gonna be full price, but you're not getting microtransaction in it. Look where we are right now. Yeah, no, this is bad. But that's about it.
All right. Zero, your thoughts?
I think it's just kind of stupid. It feels like they're trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. Like, I understand the idea of, like, okay, we'll give you a lower tier price, but it's not as though Xbox Game Pass is expensive anyway. It is not some insurmountable subscription service that needs to be lowered. Like, I understand Farrell's point about, I guess, who this is potentially for, but, like, they're coming anyway. Like, they're coming anyway. Like, it doesn't really matter. When they buy that new Samsung TV, you package it into the deal about, here's Game Pass, take it. I can't wrap my head around the idea of like, oh well, what's been keeping me from getting Game Pass is that it's just a little too pricey. If they bring it down just a bit with some ads in front, which God forbid, what does that even look like? Like, I have no concept of like, if I turn on Halo, do I have to watch a commercial for the Halo TV show first? Is it if I compare it to video services, is it like HBO, where HBO will show me a teaser of like, here are things we have on HBO? Is it like Hulu, where they're like, here is a very specific ad about toothpaste? It feels like a solution to a problem no one has. I just don't see anyone particularly complaining about Game Pass and its price in the same way they don't do it for Sony, in the same way they don't do it for Nintendo. Like, no one cares. They'll pay the money. And like, the hardcore Xbox gamers, all of them praise up and down, just go to Bing or they give free cards. So it's not for you guys. And the casuals will pay whatever you tell them to pay. Or they don't get it. But like, they'll pay whatever you tell them to pay because that $10 or $12 a month or whatever is negligible to most people, and they'll forget about it. And it's how we already know that's how all other industries sort of manage this thing. I don't understand it. I think it's kind of dumb. I don't understand who's this for.
Can I answer that?
Oh, my turn now.
This is.
That's my turn, motherfucker. Did you not?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. What do you call it? It's loud. Go ahead.
All right. So, I predicted this was going to happen months and months and months ago. If this does go through, I predicted it months and months ago that you're going to start seeing exclusives go up on Game Pass. Right? They will find some way of making games exclusive to Game Pass. This is their first step towards doing this. Yes, I'm being Mr. Doom and Gloom. I'm being Mr. Apocalyptic. I'm being Omar. But again, it's slowly moving towards me being correct. Because if you take into account, you look at the fact that they've just admitted that they've turned around and said that all their first-party games are going up to $70. You then add this lower tier in, which is going to look shit in comparison to the regular tier. You're gonna get that higher tier just so you can get those free games because it looks way better in comparison to buying $70 games or buying that lower tier experience, because then you'll have to wait 6 months for the Microsoft games or buy them for $70. So it's all this is all a pyramid scheme ploy to get you to buy the subscription. That's all this is. Because as far as all that goodwill y'all are talking about, they don't give a shit about your free will. This is all a fucking ploy for them to get you into that ecosystem, so that then they can fuck you for money. Like that's business 101. Like, that is absolute business 101. They don't give two shits about your free will. They just want to get you into this ecosystem. And once they've got you, once they've got you, you ain't gonna leave. Ain't nothing Microsoft's ever gonna do to get Jubei to drop his Game Pass. Ain't nothing Microsoft ever gonna do to drop Pharaoh from using his Game Pass. I'll fucking say that right now. Ain't nothing they're gonna do because they've got them. They already got them.
It's free.
No, but that leads into the next point. Then the next
demographic, bro.
What?
We said we were the target demographic. That's why they got us.
And that's why. But that's the problem. Like, no matter what they do, they could murder a fucking child, but you will still fucking pay for Game Pass because they got you. That's the problem. That's the problem with falling into these ecosystems, because it's just tribalistic in nature. You will defend fucking Game Pass with your fucking life at this point. Like, that's like here's like.
Well, I was like, I'm on and off with my Game Pass. I just renewed it just because of High on Life.
But that's my point. Like, guys like Jubei, they will fucking do it, because again, you talk about this goodwill, but they don't give a shit about the goodwill. They give a shit about your money. the goodwill goes only as far as your wallet goes for them. Like, oh, we care about your goodwill. We care about it. Now, how much is he giving us? Oh, $20 a month? Great. No, we love your goodwill. Oh, he canceled his subscription service? What the fuck's this guy? Fuck your free will. Fuck your goodwill. Like that's what these companies are like. They don't give a shit about your goodwill. So long as you're paying, they give a shit. It's like you know what they are? They're a fucking hooker. They don't love you. They only love you as long as you pay them.
And there's nothing wrong with that if you know that that's what it is.
Oh, but then you find out she got fucking herpes and crabs because that's what's going to happen when they eventually start locking games behind Game Pass, which this is going to be a test bed for, and when they get rid of that reward program where you can save up your points to get free Game Pass.
The rewards program isn't going anywhere because it's not Xbox rewards, it's Microsoft rewards. It's across their whole suite of products.
What I mean is they'll stop you from being able to get Game Pass with those. That'll be one of the next steps.
You can buy a whole Surface tablet with rewards points.
What I'm saying with the points.
You buy Microsoft Office.
What I'm saying is they'll stop you from being able to get Game Pass with those points.
I highly doubt that because you could literally buy anything Microsoft related with those points. You just have to have.
It's all about getting you in that ecosystem. They want to trap you in it. Like I said, this will be this. If this is true, again, we should preference this. This is rumored. Again, this is rumored from a screenshot on fucking Reset Era. But this will be their first. This is their first foray. Their test bed. Their beta testing to locking content behind Game Pass.
It's literally counter to what they said their mission was for this gym.
And they've gone back on their word a couple of times. Once again, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about their word so long as the money flows.
Why do I keep never gonna have so many subscribers that it doesn't make.
That's why they're slow. That's what I'm talking about. They're slowly pushing you to get it. Like I mentioned with the $70.
They've been doing it with Xbox Gold, Xbox Live Gold games. They've been doing it with that.
Like Zero said, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
But the point is that they're never going to have so many subscribers that they're just going to stop selling the movie. Like Disney Plus is not going to have so many subscribers that you can no longer buy the content that Disney makes. Like they're still going to sell movies, and you can still buy the Blu-rays, and you can still purchase it and own it digitally, even though Disney Plus still exists. Disney Plus is never going to be so big that you can't go buy a Star Wars movie.
Dude,
no, that's called double dipping. That's why they're raising the prices because they want to get you on the subscription.
Game Pass is going to get so big that you can't actually buy the game.
But it's a different. The difference between the movie industry and the games industry is the games industry is the games industry has been trying to tighten its control over its customers for fucking years. And they have been that's ultimately what they will herd you like sheep into getting Game Pass. They will do it by raising the prices of games.
They've been doing it beforehand with games like Gold. But
that's what's happening with movies and music. Like with music, everything is through a streaming service. Apple Music, everything is a streaming service.
PlayStation,
but still, music has not gotten so big that you can't still buy an album. You can still buy an album the day it's on the streaming service.
PlayStation haven't done that.
That's because there's still money made in it. The money for Xbox is getting people onto Game Pass.
And there's still money made in selling games in their store.
Also, remember Phil Spencer comment how Xbox PC Game Pass is going well. Xbox Game Pass is either decline or steady, and they want the numbers up. That's why
Okay,
they're
so
doing what they're doing.
okay,
That's one.
okay, but
And number
the biggest thing about Game Pass for them is that Game Pass leads to more game sales. It's not
it
just
doesn't
service.
though. It doesn't.
It does. It
No,
does. That
that's
is what they.
factually
That
no.
is.
That's
I'm not.
factually.
I am
that-
not touching this
that-
one. You can argue amongst yourselves. I'm not touching that one.
I mean, you can look at their reports that people
Dude,
who buy Game Pass tend to buy more games.
dude. And whatchamacallit, Digital Foundry did a video, 2 days, 3 days ago, where they literally
Digital
said
Foundry does
that
not do financial analysis.
Xbox sales 80% down. I have been saying, sharing
You
the
show me-
numbers.
Don't show me Digital Foundry. Go to Microsoft's earnings report.
They
and
don't
look at
share
their
it
game.
though.
They do share. They do share that game sales are up or down. They share that information.
Dude, look
It's
up
it's
there.
it's in the
Look,
report.
why do you think games keep skipping Xbox?
So you don't want to go to a factual source and point me to where game sales are 80% down on Xbox, because that's not factually true.
Hold on. Let me Google. God damn it. Xbox.
Google is a friend.
Hold on. We talking console sales or game sales?
You
Let's
said game sales,
go game sales.
and like 90% of their game sales are going to be on console. They're not selling primarily on Steam. You know that much. I know
Also,
they sell well on Steam.
this is Microsoft's way of having great for doing day and date, and they want out of it, but they can't get out of it because if they would do so, they would get eviscerated by what they call it.
Why would
Their
they want
fan
to get out
base.
of Day and Date? Day and Date has got them to 30 million subscribers.
Why would they
And
want to
growing.
lock? Why would they want to lock games behind an ecosystem when they said exclusive are anti-consumer?
Like how can you have it both ways, where you say they don't want Day and Date, but they don't want to sell you the game either?
And
Like-
they
They don't want Day and Date, but they don't want to sell you the game. Like come on now, like I gotta pick one.
I mean, I'm seeing
They don't-
gaming
How you gonna play
revenue.
it if you can't buy it? And it's not Day and Date in the service. Like, oh, the game's out, but you can't buy it, but it's not in our service either.
The only ones I'm seeing like discussing like it going down is from July, and that was the 20. I think we covered that. That was the gaming revenue down by 21%. There's another one here from BeyondGames.biz. Xbox revenue in decline after major titles pushed to 2023. Continue your bitching and complaining while I read this through, so I can see if this is what. No, this is about the supplies. However, this year's major titles opened up the door for games from small studios like Callisto Protocol, Evil West, like to reach a larger audience due to the lack of AAA games. Give me a minute. You know what? Keep bitching at each other. I'm gonna watch this Digital Foundry video to see what they were talking about.
do you want me to share it for you,
I've
or do you
got
have it?
I got it.
You got it?
Mm.
Okay. What frustrates me is that if this would to happen, this ad stuff, PlayStation's gonna absolutely follow. And don't worry about it, Zero. Nintendo's gonna follow through as well. Cause monkey see, monkey do. This feels for me pay for online all over again.
Has PlayStation followed with Day and Date?
Sorry?
Has PlayStation followed with Day and Date?
In some instances, yes.
Has
They have-
Nintendo?
Sorry?
Has Nintendo?
I don't have.
The answer is no.
All right, hold on. You know
No.
what? You know what? Fuck this. We're all gonna watch this. We're all gonna watch this to see what fucking Omar's talking about. We're all gonna sit around the campfire and watch this bullshit so we can see what Omar is talking about.
All right.
Right. Give me a minute.
I was like,
I'm sharing it
I
on
was like,
Discord right now. I need to get a fucking thing. I need to get an actual thing for that.
Hikes in the
Okay.
first party titles are moving
Alright.
up to $70 if you wish to purchase them.
Starfield $70. We
They're
know
one of
this.
the last holdouts to actually increase prices, but it's happened, and I'm wondering whether this is going to be accompanied by hardware price hikes in the short to medium term future. John, how much is this actually relevant in a world where Game Pass is basically, I mean, you know, if you're into Microsoft first party games, a lot of people just aren't going to buy them in the first place.
Right.
With Game Pass there.
Yeah, this is a tricky thing. And I also
Sales
wonder...
have collapsed, haven't they? I mean, you know, we can track sales data, and Microsoft first party titles are vanishingly small game sales now because of the prevalence of Game Pass.
Yep. I feel like they've collapsed by like 80% versus where they were prior to Game Pass. And for good reason. I mean, the Xbox faithful are very into Game Pass, so it kind of doesn't, for most of them, it probably doesn't make sense to buy it. And also, Microsoft thus far has had this bad habit of shipping incomplete discs, like that are basically coasters, like Halo and Forza Horizon 5. I would love to have those games on a disc in my collection right now, but that the disc is just basically a download key, which is similar to what Activision did with Call of Duty again. Which is a huge bummer. I hate that kind of stuff. But I think I wouldn't be surprised actually if Game Pass though increases in price as well at some point.
Right.
I feel like that's gonna have to happen sooner or later.
When they get Call of Duty on it, they run.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, right.
The thing here though is I think this was long overdue to increase the price of games like this, and we don't like to hear it. And I mean, who does? You don't want to pay more for your games, but the $60 price was basically established with the Xbox 360 era, if I recall, and it's been that since then, right? So we're coming up on quite a few years of this, but development costs have spiraled out of control. I would argue that we're at a very precarious point where gamer expectations are extremely high for visual fidelity. Creating that fidelity is difficult and expensive and requires a lot of people, from what I can tell. And it's because of this, it's like it just costs more to make. So if the game doesn't succeed in a big way, you're probably not going to make up your investment, right? It's created this situation where, and I think this is why we see so many sequels to the games that are a hit, because you find something that actually makes money, you're not going to risk it by doing a new IP, I think, and you end up with this situation where every game needs to hit if you want to make back your cash.
Okay.
I think Microsoft.
I think we've got to the point. He's talking physical sales. He is specifically talking about physical sales have plummeted on Xbox because clearly they even turned around and said we track it. You can track. They've been tracking it. Physical sales have plummeted around 80% since Game Pass came out, which. Again,
and that makes perfect sense.
That does make perfect sense, but leads credence to my point when I say that they want you on that service.
No, because Microsoft made their ecosystem to where it doesn't make sense for you to purchase a game physically. Like the fact that Play Anywhere exists, and if you purchase the game digitally, you can't use Play Anywhere. You can't use Quick Resume if you have a physical copy of the game. Like it has to be digital. So a lot of their key features on their console that, make their console what it is, you have to purchase the game digitally in order to enjoy those features. It makes sense that physical sales are down on Xbox. Because if I want Quick Resume, can't use Quick Resume with a physical copy.
No, but don't they install it on the hard drive from the disc anyway? You should be able to.
Yeah, but you got to pop the disc in every time.
Oh, but my disc, the problem with your logic there is if I'm going to want to use Quick Resume, I'm gonna keep the disc in the console anyway, as I do.
What about if you have friends over and
Fuck them friends!
Hey,
But
Fuck them friends!
when you all right, so quick resume, you can have like 6 games at once that you could just instantly pick up where you left off at. So having one disc in is not beneficial. I could do that same thing with my PS5. I could just leave the disc in and pick up exactly where I left off. If I just keep it in rest mode, I can do the exact same thing. It's not really, that's not quick resume.
It sounds, at least to me, it sounds like you guys are sort of on this different sides of the same coin. Because one thing that is happening is all the industry as a whole is going digital. It isn't just Microsoft. Like, digital sales are going up. Physical sales are going down.
Okay, so here's the thing. I disagree with that. I disagree with that to a point. The industry has been going digital for fucking years now. We've all known it. We've all seen it. I've been trying to fight against it. The reason why physical sales are down so dramatically on Xbox is because they have what is seemingly a deal too good to be true with Game Pass, and you get these free games, you get massive discounts on games, etc. But physical sales are still holding incredibly strong on the PlayStation, but that's because, quite frankly, their tier system is shit. The PlayStation Plus tier system that they have is fucking shit. So nobody is going to that, so they're just moving physically. And it's also a difference in culture as well. Like, PlayStation has seemingly fucking babied their fan base into thinking, buy physical games, buy physical games, buy physical games. Let's not forget the whole joke they did with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 when they said, if you want to trade games to a friend, you can do it. And he fucking hands him the physical disc while Microsoft was pushing digital with the Xbox.
That was a great one.
Like that, it's a difference in culture that they both cultivated.
And that's why, for me, it's same side, different coin, because while that difference of culture is being cultivated, we're starting to see that PlayStation is leaning to that. This is why they made an entire PS5 that is all digital. Like, they didn't just do that for nothing. It wasn't for shits and gigs. Like, there's a reason behind why they made an entirely digital system when they never had to. And they see where this industry is going, and you're right. Microsoft has a separate and above goal with digital purchases, and that's to build you into this entire ecosystem all digitally. But digital is still coming. It is still coming. Like, I'm looking at my PS5. That is, I have a disc. Jubei has a digital one.
PlayStation have it now. Reward system, where they're also trying to push you.
Yes,
towards,
their reward system is built entirely around buy things digitally.
Yep.
You do, because you get absolutely nothing. Well, no, you get something, because I think they do the same thing Nintendo does. You do get some stuff if you buy it physically, I believe. But
they make a lot more money you purchasing it digitally too.
It's their store. It's straight to them. They don't, and of course they don't have to buy from manufacturers. Exactly. Yeah. You don't got to ship. You don't got to do for space. You don't got to do any of that stuff. They all want this. All of them are inevitably going to go digital. Some later than others. PlayStation is fighting as hard as it can. Like I said, there's a reason that PS5 exists, and it isn't because options.
I don't even have a digital PS5 anymore, bro. Like, I traded up to a disc.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You regretted that? You regret that?
I regretted that, bro, because, like, when I realized, like, none of their games go on sale like that, for real, bro, I was like,
do.
That's also another reason I've been, like, going against digital sales, because, like, that's the example I've been trying to say. Like, none of the digital games never go on fucking sale. They always stay the same fucking price.
No, they do.
To your point, Dante, like, PlayStation's just slow to the game. Service kind of sucks.
I would just like to point out to I apologize, Zero. I'm lumping you in with the idiots. To Omar, I'm not just talking about PlayStation there. I'm talking about every fucking storefront. Like, you, again. I bring up Steam. Like, there are games on there that have been out for 2 years, still fucking full price. Why?
Attack on Titan 2.
They go up and they go down and then they go back up. That's always the case.
They never go down.
The games that do not.
No, like they do special deals, and you'll be fucking looking. And this is a problem of mine. I never have money when fucking good sales are on, like the winter sale. But like for a majority of the fucking time, it's full fucking price. I mean, for fuck's sake, why? Why, oh fucking why is like fucking one sec, let me find one. I've got
I got one I can pull up easily.
Go on.
Hold on. I'm going to go to store page. We're gonna move this over
Okay,
here.
Here's one. Fucking Final Fantasy VII recently came out on Steam. Yes, but it's been out on PlayStation it's been on PC for a while now. Why the fuck is that £70? Yes, I said £70. That's 80 fucking
I don't know if do we know if it's controlled by either Steam or whatchamacallit, Square Enix?
It's controlled by developers.
It's controlled by the developers, and Steam gets a cut off the top. But again,
then what can you do about that?
But that's the thing. For example, fucking Quantic Dreams, fucking Detroit Become Human. It's on sale right now, but that's still £30 fucking pounds. Why? That came out on PC 2 fucking years ago. Over 2 years ago.
Then you might as well go on whatchamacallit.
CD keys. Exactly.
Nah, see, they don't even have it on CD keys. Like, they're really tight on that shit. Like, trust me, I tried. Like, if you actually look at my Attack on Titan 2, came out in March 14th, 2018. Still a full $60. And that is without the DLC.
Yeah,
like
that is crazy.
Here's the thing: you turn around and say, "Oh, but like that's on Square," but no, this is what all of these companies do. It's what Activision fucking does. It's what fucking Sony does. It's what Xbox does. They all do this. Like, for fuck's sake, Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare from 2019, I still think on Battle.net is fucking £40. Why?
Games that are digital shouldn't even cost the same.
Is it cutting out for you, or is that just me?
No, he didn't cut out.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Games that are digital shouldn't be the same price as physical, period.
I do agree with that sentiment, because you don't need to spend the money on getting physical discs out there. And that's
You don't need this, you don't need anything, and still we're paying not 70, like the full price for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Again, that's the thing. Like, Dante was right. But it's just not Xbox. Xbox is just the first to get there. Sony has always wanted you in their ecosystem. Like, if I look up, I put up just their store. Came out earlier this year, Legacy of Thieves collection. It's $50 digital.
Why?
It is $20 physical at Best Buy or Target and GameStop.
Do me a favor. Look how much a physical copy of Modern Warfare would cost you.
Yo, actually, Zero, that fucking game is actually the reason why I switched, because I saw that shit, and that shit hurt.
Two, Dante,
no,
or
Modern
one?
Warfare 2019.
They really charged me a $30 tax because it's digital, bro. I couldn't believe it.
Tell me how much that would cost you from Best Buy or some shit secondhand, because I will fucking show you. It will cost me £50 fucking pounds to buy Modern Warfare.
Just trying to get a price.
This game has been out.
One or two?
The
two?
2019. One. 2019
We're talking about the PC port, right? Or
This is why you should.
No,
you
on
should
PC, because you can only get Modern Warfare, the original, the first Modern Warfare of the reboot Modern Warfare. You can only get it on Battle.net.
At least for Best Buy, they have it. They got it at full price.
They've got.
This is why you should have a physical version.
But the problem is,
you can go back.
This physical version is $60. It's a PS4 version.
Yeah.
Well, PS4, PS5, but
I don't know why. Is that pre-owned though? That's the thing.
no, it doesn't say it.
You should
I
go
could be looking. I don't.
Yeah, look pre-owned.
Is there any?
All right. Give me a minute. Let me look up CEX. CEX Modern Warfare, because CEX I can get a better price for. I can get an equal price for CEX. Okay, CEX Modern Warfare. Let's have a quick gander. Fuck my life. Look at this. Look at this. 12 fucking pounds. 12 bastarding pounds. This is why I hate digital games. Like, this is why I'm glad for companies like, I can't believe I'm actually admittedly saying this. This is why I'm glad for companies like Bethesda and CD Projekt Red, because even though yes, it does give you a digital code, they still do physical editions for PC.
Yeah, and it if we circle back to sort of how we got here, it's just the idea that Game Pass is just the start, but I don't particularly believe anyone is copying them. They just got to it first.
Game Pass was not the start. Gaikai was the start.
True. Well, I would say of the big three.
Dreamcast. No, Sega was the first.
And even then, I would be like, start as in like, here is how it probably should be done, and then everybody learn from that, and then try to emulate how the success of Game Pass.
Yeah, Xbox saw PlayStation do it, and it was like, oh, we could do that better.
Yeah, we can do it better. And then now Sony's circling back. We're like, well, dang, maybe we should have put a bit more effort into the thing we started a bunch of years ago, and figure out how to get people into our system so we can sell them Uncharted for full price during our sale time. Because this is still the holiday sale going on, and like that game's just specifically is like full price for I have really no clue as to why.
Because the movie came out, people saw the movie, they want to play it. Oh, you want to play this? It's full price. That we just remade it for you guys. We remastered this. You gonna pay full price for that?
And there are sales. Like, I'm not saying there isn't. Like, Gotham Knights is on sale. Far Cry 6 is on sale.
Yeah, so basically what happened, I don't know if you're aware of that, but there was two sales. There was one sale that is doing now, which is I call it the Fuck Giga Edition, which is collector edition. But beforehand, they were actually in sales when it comes to, Uncharted and all like that. You genuinely missed it. It was for less than $20. I'm not joking. 80% off.
Well, we kind of went off of topic, but this it kind of does fit in because like Xbox is leading us into the digital apocalypse, and that's where we're gonna end it for today, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get to those outros. God damn it, nothing but doom and gloom. All right, Nappy, where can people find you?
Thank you for everyone that's coming to watch the show. Thank you for the Vitamin G cast for allowing me to have another session with you guys. If you guys want to find me, you guys can find me right here on YouTube. All you gotta do is click on that search bar and type in Nappy Senshi. I am currently doing a controller review of Little Birdie on the screen that attacks people when you push buttons. But yes, I do controller reviews. I'm gonna start trying to do Let's Plays. I was gonna do Crisis Core, but at technical difficulties, I kind of started it with no audio. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But yes, come check out my channel. If you want to have any questions about controllers, you can just hit me up on YouTube and I'll answer them, and let me know if you need any controllers you want me to review. I'll give you my best input.
All right. Jube, where can people find you? Clearly not.
Yeah, you guys can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, yeah, you can find me at Jube X Sensei on game platforms, Jube Sensei everywhere else, Ambush Mokage on Twitter, Jube X Sensei on Twitch, Jube Jones on music platforms. Come holler at me, play some Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Yeah, let's get down.
All right, cool. Farrell, where can people find you?
It's your boy Pharaoh. You can find me on Twitter at Pharaoh Bizarre and anywhere you like to watch streamers at the Lane of Pharaoh.
Alright. Omar, where can people find you?
People can find me at Carb_Job on Twitter. And no more Anyone Squad, sadly. Just Game Slayer for now. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to members, shout out to chat, hit that like button, and yeah, great show.
Alright. People can find me at Dante Crisis on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and the Dante Crisis on Facebook. Currently doing a Let's Play of Borderlands 2 and Bayonetta 3, streaming tomorrow's stream is going to be Call of Duty Zombies, because I missed today's stream, because again, I fucking fell asleep. And Wednesday is going to be another chill stream, don't know what I'm playing, I promise it won't be Zomboid. Thursday is going to be the continuation of Persona 4 Golden, and Friday is going to be Mass Effect Andromeda. So, and Zero, where can people find you, but more importantly, where can people find us?
Well, guys, as always, it is an absolute pleasure to be here on the panel to chop it up with you all, to talk games, anime, movies, and you can, of course, find me, X386 or Zero.exe, pretty much on all platforms. I'm doing my best to be a bit more active. That's sort of my New Year's resolution, be more social media active. But far more important than me, please go find our podcast, Vitamin G, pretty much everywhere you listen to any of your favorite podcasts, and hopefully we are on that list. That is Apple, that is Google, that is Spotify. I am sure there's a whole bunch of other ones that I don't know. That's YouTube. We're out there. Give us a like, give us a comment, or just pop into the chat. We always appreciate you being here. We've got, our regulars who always pop in, and we just love to have you guys sort of be a part of with us, chat with us, talk with us. Because literally you could be doing anything, but you decided to sort of be here with us, and so we will always sort of appreciate you for that. And, of course, would like to end, Belize would say, the next week will be Christmas. So I don't know if we're having next show. The next time you will most likely hear from us is in the new year. So at least from me to all of my wonderful panel mates here, like it is always an absolute great time to talk with you guys. It is fun. I don't have to do this live. We could just schedule something any day for us to just come together and just talk shit about video games. And beyond. It is an absolute blast to do it with you guys. I'm very happy that I managed to that Kofi told me about it, that I listened to the very first episode, and my critique was, you don't have anybody talking about Nintendo. You guys going back and forth talking about who won the last generation, completely ignoring the Switch. I mean the Wii. And I was like, I refuse. I will not allow that to stand. So for me, to all of you, Nappy, Omar, Dante, Jube, Pharaoh, like Kofi, and FC. Like, thanks, guys. It's always a blast doing this with you, and I couldn't imagine doing it with anybody else. So I appreciate you.
Yes.
And I thank you for doing this with me and allowing us to just honestly have fun. Man, we might yell, we might scream, but at the end of the day, we really are having fun. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys. And I hope that, going into the new year and into the holiday season, you guys have excellent ones. And I know next year we'll be back better and stronger than ever.
Hopefully. And hopefully St. Nick brings FC some new knees.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I don't know who he likes. He likes Manchester, doesn't he, in football? So I don't
wherever
know
he likes, they lost.
Yeah, I don't think they're Argentina. So.
Yeah. All right, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't see you next week, or you don't hear us next week, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, and so have you. So remember to keep it gaming. Okay, we out of here. Peace.
Happy holidays.
Later.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside.